I step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
It's a Monday morning, but it don't feel like a Monday, because hopefully you're not working. Hopefully you're not working today and you've taken the long weekend. If you are working, we're there with you. We are working.
Oh, you always here, man. Always
Good morning, my brother.
Morning, G.
Before we do anything, before we say anything else, before we give you any more silliness, can we just say congratulations? My Octopus teacher has won an Oscar! That is massive, guys. That is massive.
Incredible, hey?
Well done, Pippa, Craig. I don't know if they're watching. Hopefully they've been celebrating all night. That is amazing. And of course, a little bit later in the show, we're going to be taking you through all of the Oscar action. But they've done it. They've beat out some unbelievably stiff opposition to get an Oscar award. Man, what validation for the work that they put in to make that incredible film.
Incredible stuff, G. And the fact that it's right on our doorstep, the fact that it's just South African and it's proud. Could you think of anything better, man?
Beautiful, beautiful stuff, man. Well, JP Sebastian will be here. No doubt he'll be a little bit kooky because he hasn't slept all night, because he's going to bring us up to speed with Oscars. 2021 award season is officially here, and he's our man in the hot seat.
I admire that man, and I honestly want to know if he actually rates any of these movies as good. Even though they win an Oscar, I'm always like, JP
Sebastian, give it a 4.
Like, I don't know, a 4 or 5.
Yeah, 3 popcorns. Then we're also going to bring it back to our local stars, those that have proven their worth and those that are going to be doing it in the future, as the SAFTA nominee announcements will be taking place live on your screens, exclusive to Expresso this Thursday. Go and check out our social media pages to find out which of those categories we're going to be covering, but we cannot wait to bring you that exclusive live on the show, and I'll bring you a bit of an update on what goes into that process a little bit later in the show. Stick around for that. Sport and a whole lot more coming your way, but right now, I don't know why I feel like saying chicken or fish.
This way, everybody.
That's right.
This way.
Sorry, I'm looking
right
for.
over here.
There we go.
And seated.
Looking for a nice
everybody.
meat, please.
Meat,
Thank you.
please. Chicken
Yes.
or fish?
Thank you. I would like meat. That's what I like. I'd like to meet one of the Oscar winners. That's what I'd like to do.
Would you like to meet
Yes,
one?
I would, because that's the whole social media buzz for you and I. It was nail-biting, honestly. If you managed to lose sleep and watch the Oscars, well done to you. I know that JP Sebastian did so, and he'll be giving us the lowdown in case you want to know. But today's question is simple, though. Nail-biting Oscars. If you could choose one of those Oscar-nominated or award-winning movies to star in, which one would it be?
With this look, I feel like it needs to be somewhere on an aeroplane, Snakes on the Plane movie. I'm sure that was not even nominated. What about you?
I'd probably go for Tenet. I'm a big fan of Christopher Nolan, and it was nominated in the category of visual effects. So I'm going to go Tenet. I love movies like that, so Christopher Nolan for the win. And also Soul, the animation. Always wanted to do a little animation as well and voice over that.
Well, you do let us know. Expresso Morning Show, SABC3, that's where it's happening. But right now, it's time to get on with the order of the day. Find out what's happening in this news headlines with G.
Thanks so much, Timo. Let's start with the good news first. From a South African perspective, undoubtedly breaking news from Los Angeles, California, is that the heartwarming story of a human-octopus friendship. My Octopus teacher has indeed bagged an Oscar at the 93rd edition of the Academy Awards ceremony. This is the first time this prestigious honor has been bestowed on a film from Africa. In fact, My Octopus teacher has already won a string of festival and critics awards, and a few hours ago it had to defeat a very strong lineup. It's directed by Pippa Elrich and James Reed, and follows filmmaker and diver Craig Foster as he explores an underwater kelp forest near Simonstown, where he bonds with an incredible octopus he encounters under the surface. Now, the body of Lindani Mjeni, former rugby player from KwaZulu-Natal, who was shot dead by police in Honolulu in Hawaii in the US last week, is set to leave the US tomorrow and arrive in South Africa on Friday. The 29-year-old rugby player was shot 4 times by police officers responding to, and we quote, a burglary in progress at a home in Nu'anuna in Hawaii, or Anu rather, in Hawaii. And KwaZulu-Natal Premier Sihle Zikala yesterday said more details, including confirmed funeral dates, and a memorial service would be confirmed later. And news on the international front, a potential new malaria vaccine has proven highly effective in a trial involving babies in Africa, pointing to it one day possibly helping reduce the death toll from the mosquito-borne disease that kills up to 500,000 young children every year. The candidate vaccine, developed by scientists at Britain's Oxford University, showed up to 77% efficacy in the year-long trial of 450 children in Burkina Faso. Malaria kills more than 400,000 each year, most of them babies and young children in the poorest parts of Africa. Then the submarine missing since Wednesday off the coast of Bali with a crew of 53 has been lost. The Indonesian Navy has confirmed. Parts along with debris, including prayer mats, were found near where it went missing. A scan detected the sub at a depth of 850 meters, well beyond its survivable limit. The submarine disappeared after requesting permission to dive during a torpedo drill. The German-built vessel was more than 40 years old but underwent a refit in 2012. It was carrying enough oxygen for 3 days only. Next, a mobile library initiative launched in Langa in Cape Town. Now, Friday was globally observed as World Book Day, with the theme for this year being to share a story. On the previous day, the UWC Rugby Academy program launched its mobile library initiative in Langa in Cape Town. Its mobile library is a tuk-tuk with Lungile Moferi driving it slowly around the streets of Langa, stopping at venues to read to children. Moferi says he improved his own English through reading, and he says he used to struggle because he couldn't speak or understand English properly, so he started reading English, and that is also why he now enjoys reading to the children so much. UWC's Nikki Matthews says their academic program showed that many kids reached grade 4 but still struggled with basic English words. UWC has partnered with 3 early childhood development centers as well. Their coaches go to schools in the mornings and do sports programs, making sure that they introduce English words while doing so. Then the children are also read to from the library books, and Matthews said they would love to expand their program to other schools, but it would depend on funding and how successful the program would ultimately be. So if you're a corporate, get on board. On that wonderful note, as we leave our news headlines, let's get into the sport. Let's start with the IPL and the Delhi Capitals securing their 4th victory in the Indian Premier League after beating the Sunrisers Hyderabad in a super over in Chennai. So the match was tied after the Sunrisers drew level on 159 runs. That led to that super over, DC reaching their target of 8 runs on the last ball to win the match. The earlier fixture yesterday saw the Chennai Super Kings beating the Royal Challengers Bangalore by 69 runs. That was at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai. That victory moves CSK to the top at the expense of RCB, who suffered their first defeat of the tournament. There'll be just one IPL fixture today, and that's the Punjab Kings up against the Kolkata Knight Riders at 4 p.m. Then on to football. Someone's finally done it. Gavin Hunt's Kaizer Chiefs claimed a 2-1 win over reigning Premier Soccer League champions and log leaders Mamelodi Sundowns at Loftus Versfeld yesterday. So the Amakosi became the first team to beat the Brazilians this season. Incredible. The result moves Chiefs now up to 8th on the log, while Masandawana, they remain on top of the log, but just by a smidgen in other PSL results. Chippa United and Golden Arrows. Well, Golden Arrows missed an opportunity there. They played out to a goalless draw in the Eastern Cape. Maritzburg United and Baraka FC, they drew 1-1, and Cape Town City, they thrashed a 10-man Chakuma Cham Madzivadila 3-0. That PSL action continues tomorrow. Then on to Cup action abroad. Manchester City edged out Tottenham Hotspur 1-0 to claim now a record equaling 4th consecutive Carabao Cup title and their first piece of silverware. That was at Wembley Stadium last night. Aymeric Laporte's late header securing the victory for Pep Guardiola's men in front of 8,000 supporters at the stadium made a big difference. City has now matched Liverpool's feat of winning the competition 4 times in succession and 6 times in 8 outings. Then staying with Liverpool, the defending English Premier League champions were held to a frustrating 1-1 draw against Newcastle United at Anfield on Saturday. The Reds currently sitting outside of those Champions League spots in 6th place. Other Premier League results: Chelsea, they beat West Ham United 1-0. Arsenal suffered a 1-0 loss to Everton on Friday night, and Manchester United and Leeds United in the English El Clasico drew 0-0. There'll be one Premier League fixture tonight. That's as the Foxes, Leicester City, take on Crystal Palace. And it's a late start at 9 p.m. SA time. Then on to rugby. The reigning champions, the Crusaders, sealed a home final in Super Rugby Aotearoa's competition. That was after registering a 29-6 win over the Blues in Christchurch. And they looked every part the championship winning side. The Crusaders scoring 4 tries as they returned to form in the competition. The Chiefs will be the other finalists in the final on the 8th of May. And on Friday, the Chiefs, they narrowly beat the Hurricanes in a thriller, 26-24. And in Super Rugby Australia, the Rebels left the Waratahs winless in the competition. It was after beating them 36-25. And the Western Force, they claimed a memorable 30-27 victory over the Reds. And on to tennis, 20-time Grand Slam winner and current world number 3, Rafa Nadal. He won his 12th Barcelona Open title after seeing off Greece's Stefanos Tsitsipas yesterday. The 34-year-old Spaniard beat the world number 5 6-4, 6-7, 7-5 in a time of 3 hours and 38 minutes. This was the King of Clay's 61st clay court title, the King indeed. And that's where we leave our sporting headlines for now. We'll delve a little deeper into our weekend sports review in just a moment, so stick around for that right now. Let's see what the skies look like in your part of our beautiful country.
Let's do that indeed, and thank you to each of you that take the time to share your sunrise views with us. It is really a great way to start the day, so thank you. I'm going to start off with a thank you to Lynn Governor from Saldanha Bay. Shared this picturesque image of the sun casting a golden and orange glow across the sky. Today, our area will reach a maximum of 17 degrees Celsius. Expect showers in spots throughout the day. Over to Mokakane Makanyane from Limpopo posted this glorious image of the sun rising over the hills with its rays visible through the clouds. What a beautiful picture. Thank you for that. If you are in the Polokwane area, you can expect sunny conditions reaching a maximum of 27 degrees Celsius. If you too would like to be featured during our sunrise segment, it is really simple. All you need to do is head over to the Expresso Facebook page to share your sunrise photo with us, and you may just see your photo here next time. So moving along to some news from the world. Now, we also have a growing community of international viewers who tune in daily via the Africa channel and YouTube. And this morning, we are heading to Sacramento, California. It is the largest city of Sacramento County and is the seat of the California legislature and the governor of California, making it the state's political center and a hub for lobbying and think tanks. Today, we'll have times of sun and clouds reaching a mild maximum of 18 degrees Celsius. Now, moving on to weather news. Brazil's environmental police force is facing new challenges due to government policy changes. Cuts to government funding and equipment from abroad, as well as the coronavirus pandemic, have left the authority with little resources to protect the Amazon from illegal logging and mining. This is Brazil's President Jair Bolsonaro approved a cut to the Environment Ministry budget only a day after he vowed to boost spending to tackle deforestation. At a US-led climate summit, he promised to double the money reserved for environmental enforcement and to end illegal deforestation by 2030. But the budget signed off on Friday did not include the spending pledge or additional proposals made by Congress. Bolsonaro has now in effect weakened protection of the Amazon and endorsed the development of protected areas. This not only endangers the so-called lungs of the world, but also intensifies the struggle of indigenous peoples to maintain their way of life. That's it for the weather news. Let's take a look at the temperatures. It looks like the temperatures are looking good in the north and a bit rainy in the south. Let's take a look at those. Polokwane, I'm going to start with you. As always, 11 to 27. Bombela, 13 to 30 for you today. Pretoria, you can expect 11 this morning. That rises to a high of 26 degrees Celsius. Johannesburg, 24 the high from a low of 10. Mahikeng, 11 is the minimum to a maximum of 29 degrees Celsius. Klerksdorp, you can expect 8 to 28. And then let's move on very swiftly to the next, which is you, Kimberley, 12 to 28 for you. Bloemfontein, 5 to 26. Richards Bay, 17 to 28. Pietermaritzburg, a max of 30, nice and warm for you from a low of 13. Durban, 27 is the max from a minimum of 18 degrees Celsius. Mthatha, 11 to 31. East London, you can expect 17, and that you rise to a 27 degrees Celsius day a little later. Cradock, you can expect 31 as a maximum from a low of 13. Gqeberha, 16 to 23. George, 12 to 19, you can expect only an 18% chance of precipitation in your area. Cape Town, 15 is the low, that moves up to 20, and there is a chance of rain around 60% for you. Worcester, 12 to 26, a 62% chance of rain in your area. Sutherland can expect 7 as the minimum Durham, and that is to a high of 20. Uppington, as always, topping the temperatures with 32 degrees Celsius, and that is from a low of 14 degrees. No matter what your day, I'm glad you're spending it with us, and if you have a very good sunrise in your area, please send it our way on the Expresso Facebook page, and I'll keep an eye on those sunrise pictures as well as the weather. And talking about keeping an eye on things, Knox is doing just that with Jamie.
Just in case you didn't know, it is Monday morning, everybody, which means it's time to get ready for the week ahead. And of course, our friends at Woolworths are making it easier with their beauty festival, with up to 40% off on all selected beauty products up until the 2nd of May 2021. Beauty editor, of course, Knox Mouth, is here to tell us more about it.
Yes,
tell us more.
I am loving Beauty Festival because I think it's the one time that we really can get anything you want, from ladies stuff, from men's grooming. This is the time to really get the best out of it, and the deals are absolutely incredible. I went to Woolworths just in the weekend to go have a squiz, and all your favorite brands are offering something amazing, and with your Woolworths rewards card you get the best deals ever.
And you know I like a young discount every so now and
Every
then, so I am going to be running to Woolworths for that festival.
Yes.
But I know there's something that you want to highlight this morning. Tell us more about that.
So while you're there and you're shopping, firstly, I think it's important to know that you can get an amazing gift. So I bought myself 2 Stiller products, right? Because I wanted to just update my makeup. But then what you get is an amazing gift, right? So depending on where you shop in the store, there's something for everyone. So here
Are you proposing?
You heard it here first. I am proposing to Jamie. So these beautiful boxes here, then you get the XXX Magnum mascara, and then you get an eyeliner too. So it's really great if you want to buy something else but you want to gift someone in your life. There will always be something that comes with it. But the hack that I have for you today,
There's more.
there's more. So I have a teaspoon here, and I don't know if you know, but a winged eyeliner is always difficult for me. I just struggle every single time, but fear not, because this kitchen utensil will help you.
It's going to change your life.
So what you actually do, I'm going to run you through it before I try it. So basically, you take your spoon and you put it up and you line it up to the edge of your eyebrow, right? So you want to get the perfect wing, and then you go on top and you just add the next part. So actually, it doesn't work if I just speak. So
You gave me the visual now.
Yes.
So now you're going to break it down.
application. Yeah, well, so you take this, and this is, I've got my Stiller here, which is a beautiful eyeliner. Then I take it and I pin it here, right? So
So obviously how you want it to wing, if you want it a
so I
lot.
start here. Boom. Boom. Then I take this part of my spoon, and this is going to be the tough part. I'm going to put it, I'm not going to speak, but you're
Okay,
going
don't speak. I will just watch. Me and the entire South Africa is watching Knox do a winged eyeliner live, which is, I don't know what.
a skill set, guys.
A skill set. Do not even talk, because then we're adding more skill sets, and then what? You are just changing the game. She is the girl who she thinks she is.
Okay, it's a bit messy, but you can clean it up and you fill it in.
The rest you just conceal.
Conceal, and then you put your line through. But then you take your earbud and you neaten it up. But it's such a nice way to kind of add, depending on how thick you want it. If you're a drama girl, you'll take it up from here. But it really is just to start off and find your line here, and then on top you
just
put
bring it in.
the triangle there. You then fill it in later when you've got a little bit of time.
Girl, you are
Then
a whole vibe.
You put the line.
You are a vibe.
Thank
Let
you.
me just tell you, South Africa, if the teaspoons and the spoons get missing in your front room, in your house right now, just know Knox tells your children to do all of that. Now, of course, remember, you can shop the Beauty Festival at Woolworths and receive up to 40% off selected beauty products, available until the 2nd of May 2021. Now, they also have a few different gift with purchase solutions, where you will also receive a gift when purchasing selected products. Now, of course, this is only available at selected stores and not online, but do get your hands on this, because remember, Mother's Day is around the corner, and you can elevate your look with Woolworths.
Oh, you can make my day.
please, if I can. Morning. Rousing, hey?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso after another thrilling weekend in the world of football. Big wins for Kaizer Chiefs, for Cape Town City FC, Manchester City, of course, and Chelsea in their respective competitions. Silverware on offer. Now we are joined by sports journalist UWC Interview. He's on the video call right now for the very first time to chat about all of the highlights in sports. Superfan Evander Mokunyana now sits down with us in studio to tell us how his favorite teams, Orlando Pirates and Chelsea. Oh, come on. Oh, buddy. No, it's so good to have you here, Evander. Welcome.
Thanks so much. Thanks.
Gentlemen, welcome. Hopefully everyone is good. I've got to ask, UWC, what team do you support, brother? Just so we know where we all stand. In the PSL, who do you support?
Am I allowed to reveal my allegiances? Won't I get in trouble?
No, you're allowed to. You can be completely biased.
Open the floor.
we don't expect any impartiality. So a massive weekend in the PSL. Buddy, no one's been able to do it this entire season. Finally, someone has found a chink in the armor of Sundowns. 2-1. They needed an own goal to get across the line, but Kaizer Chiefs have done it, and courtesy of that win, they moved to 8th on the log. Still not a great position, but can we see this as the beginning of the end for Sundowns? How are you feeling about that victory and that result?
No, look, I think for Sundowns, they'll be okay. They've had a very good season. They've invested well, both in terms of the playing staff and the coaching staff. But I think for Kaizer Chiefs, it was a massive victory for them. I think a lot of people asked me for my prediction on Friday, and I said I'm going to hesitate on this one because history will tell you, right? If there's any team that can get the better of Sundowns, regardless of the form guide, it has to be Kaizer Chiefs. And on the day, they proved that point to be right, you know. And I worried for them, to be honest, because they missed a few clear-cut chances. And earlier in the season against Sundowns and Pirates, when they've done such, they've gone on to be punished. Sundowns scored straight after their second big chance. And, it took a lot of grit, in character from the Kaizer Chiefs boys to come back and get the victory. And that credit needs to go out to Gavin Hunt for stealing that type of mentality into the squad,
Completely, man. I think Gavin would have been really proud of the players, and we know he's a player's coach. Yeah. For someone who isn't impartial, how did you feel about your greatest rivals getting one over the defending champions?
Well, I mean, it looked, in the beginning, it looked like Sundowns was going to, dominate the game.
Just walk it, yeah.
Dominate the proceedings. But then I think in the second half in particular, Chiefs started playing a lot more with purpose, and you could see that they had the belief in themselves. I think also the subs that they made affected the game.
Yeah.
So Sundowns, they couldn't really deal with those substitutes that Chiefs made, and Sundowns looked a bit lackluster. I mean, they weren't the their premium best, to be honest.
Let me throw a cat amongst the pigeons. Yolulwe, let's look at a 2-1 victory over TS Galaxy for AmaZulu. Could Benny McCarthy win the PSL in his first season at the head of that ship? Can AmaZulu do it, do you think?
I mean, it would be a romantic story, won't it?
Oh.
But I'll be honest. I think it might just be a bridge too far for Benny McCarthy. 3 points behind Mamelodi Sundowns, but to put context into everything, the Mamelodi Sundowns do have 2 games in hand, and besides yesterday's blip, I think they're walking through the league, but too much quality in their squad. Credit to Benny McCarthy, though, has been quite a bit of a renaissance on his side. I mean, not forgetting how he left Cape Town City, the results dried up for him. So to see him come back into the PSL and to get a team to play such sensational football has been amazing. And it just goes to show, with the signings that he's made, he signed players that play according to the image that he has of football, and all of that has translated to results on the field. Credit to Benny McCarthy, but maybe he'll be targeting next season and build on from this season in terms of the league.
Yeah, and I think kudos to AmaZulu for giving him the resources to be able to do that. Give him the room to breathe. Okay, let's move to the English Premier League quickly. Of course, we'll touch on the results in the Carabao Cup here, but I'm going to hand over to you, Evander, because Chelsea seemed like the only team to actually capitalise. Notable draws, Arsenal going down to Everton, Liverpool drawing with Newcastle, still outside of the Champions League berth. Chelsea, a little bit of a wobble maybe last week, but under Tuchel, they've been amazing.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I mean, ever since Tuchel came in to take charge, Chelsea have been really solid. They're not conceding goals. They play very well tactically. They're very good. Even when they won, all dropping points, and that doesn't really look good for them. But with United, they've done their job. I mean, they're still in the top 4. I don't think that's in any form of threat. Chelsea, they got the job done. They needed to be in the top 4. They needed to get the win against West Ham, and that was it. Yeah, we're marching on. I mean, we've got a few more games to go, and
kudos has to go again to Manchester City and Pep Guardiola, winning the Carabao Cup now for a 4th consecutive time, 6 times in 8 outings. Incredible, and you could see how much it meant to the boys as well. Sergio Aguero, unfortunately, not getting on the field for that one, but Aymeric Laporte getting the header to see them through. But I think for Ryan Mason, a 29-year-old coach in the Barclays Premiership, one of the youngest ever, I think, a notable performance, a great performance from Spurs, but they couldn't do it in the end. Stick around, we're talking cricket and rugby after this.
So let's take a look at some of that football and stay there. I know the analysis was fantastic, but the SAFA National League competition kicked off this past weekend, and as the best women's football will be fighting it out for the coveted title. The team from the University of the Western Cape were held to a 2-2 draw against 2019's varsity football winners TUT. In the studio this morning, we have UWC's women's football head coach, and that is Tina Sonke Mboli, as well as team captain Bongeka Gamere and vice captain Amogelang Matau and goalkeeper Katie Van Vogel, who will be discussing the season ahead and what they're hoping to achieve. So welcome, ladies.
Yeah, ladies.
Oh, thank you so much for having us. Good morning to you guys and to everyone who's watching.
Yeah, you guys full of energy, bright and early. We can't appreciate the time more than it is now. But I've got to say, what does it feel like? You played out to a draw this weekend against TUT. Obviously, with COVID restrictions, I can imagine you all just have been wanting to play for number 1.
Yeah.
What is it like this weekend? How did the game go, firstly? And what's it like just playing again as a team?
First of all, we're very happy that the season finally started. I think we were off for about 12 months, and we came back this weekend, and we were really excited to play. And we played against TUT, which we have a history with it, and it was a very good game to play, and for the viewers. So.
And also, were they not mistaken, TUT is quite a strong team, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so a draw is quite a good thing to start the season off, obviously. Are you guys happy with that result?
Obviously, we wanted to win, but
I saw Amo's face touching, I was like, what a draw! Draw, come on.
Yeah, it was a tough game, but all in all, a good show for women's football, because it shows how competitive the women's game has become. Because normally, like in the past, we'd struggle against TUT, but this time we actually played a good game against them. So it was a good game, tough,
if you watch the game, we came back from a 2-1 lead in the 90th minute. So it was a good game to watch, very challenging and good overall. Yeah.
Can I chat to the coach for a second? Because I know coach is watching you at the moment. So, hi Tina, welcome. It's great to see you.
Thank you.
So talk to me about the preparations. I mean, if your team, I know 2-2 is not ideal. As I saw Elmo's face now, you wanted it to be 8-0. I get it. But how are the preparations pre-season to get this team ready for competition?
No, I think we had a good preseason after 10 months break. You know that during the break, you can send training programs to players, but if you can't monitor them, then you must just wait, think that they're not training. But I think we had a good preseason. We had a mini camp. I think we had 8 weeks preparation. So we are ready. We are ready for the season ahead.
8 weeks is not a long time for preparation if you think about it, but
usually preseason should be 4 to 6 weeks. But because of this long break, we had to stretch it to 8 weeks.
All right, but you guys are obviously fitter than the gents, clearly, because we usually have like a 3-month training.
But the guys didn't have a 12 months break.
Okay, that's very true, and I'm so glad you guys got back into the field this weekend. And 2-2, but don't worry, the results will come.
Yeah, they definitely.
Definitely.
Let me ask you, 2019 was a good season. You guys narrowly missed out on the cup, I think, losing out to TUT, almost taking the entire title. But Katie, let me maybe ask you this question. I mean, new season, obviously, new anticipation. What's the game plan essentially for you? You're the shot stopper of the team. I mean, it would be quite simple for you, right?
The game plan is to win this time.
There we go.
I think looking back on the last season, we didn't get the results that we wanted, but this is a new season, fresh start. There's new players in our team, and we can only hope to come up as victory.
Yeah, man, inches away from it.
Exactly. Okay, so quick one. You've got some tough matches coming up, Thunderbirds coming up, as well as others going into the next couple of matches. Anybody can answer. What are your thoughts and feelings going in? Bongeka, we can start with you. Thunderbirds.
I think this weekend is going to be a good game also because they played their first game and they won and we drew, so they're going to come with the momentum of they came from the draw and we won. They still have that spirit of winning, so it's going to be an amazing game.
Very diplomatic, eh? Yeah. Very diplomatic indeed.
Well, ladies, thank you so much for joining us this morning, of course. And the time is not up because we've got something even bigger planned later on. I'm going to be going through my paces, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope you're going to be joining me too. These ladies are going to be showing me how to do a proper full-on workout with a soccer ball. That's all you need. So grab it and join us later for something special. You're definitely not going to want to miss this. I'm feeling a little bit scared, Carl, to be honest.
No, don't. Throw the ball over here. Throw it over here. Yes! Yes! Yes!
Oh, you can make my day.
welcome back. We are back with sports journal Yolul Ware, who is standing by via video call, and we've asked Evander to stick around as well. We're going to chat cricket and a little bit of rugby, and I might throw in just a smidgen of La Liga because we've got a super fan in our midst now. The Indian Premier League this weekend, the Punjab Kings, Rajasthan Royals and the Chennai Super Kings and the Delhi Capitals all recording pretty emphatic wins in the competition, while the Royal Challengers Bangalore, they suffered their first loss of the tournament. Then Varsity Cup round 5 action will continue today and tomorrow, and Yolu is going to give us all the details. Welcome back, my friend. Interesting times. We love the fact that the Indian Premier League has so many South Africans shining at the moment. Let's start with maybe the Rajasthan Royals beating the Kolkata Knight Riders by 6 wickets, and our $1 million man, Chris Morris, delivering with the ball this time. He really has proven his worth with the bat and ball. He is ideally suited for this IPL format, and he's proving his worth.
Yeah, definitely. Very, very good run out against the Kolkata Knight Riders. 4 wickets for 23 runs. You know, very, very, very good. And for me, all the confidence he's shown now seems to be a direct contrast to one of the South African all-rounders who've been tasked to take that place for the Proteas and the So a lot of people have been asking, should Chris Morris go back into the Proteas fold because of all of the form he has shown in the IPL this season? So my biggest question is there a South African side for him to go back to? Are we going to be in the World Cup as it stands with all the debacles that have been happening in the CSA?
Can the same not be said of every single South African playing in the IPL right now? I mean, I had a very candid chat with AB de Villiers before, when he kind of came back from the previous tournament and then went back out. And, I mean, he's put his hand up to play in that World Cup squad. How can you turn a player like him, a player like Faf, a player like, you know, the likes of a Chris Morris away when you look at the South African form? Surely there is an opportunity. These guys are playing themselves into form against the best in the world.
Yeah, definitely. If you're looking at a player like AB de Villiers, he has always delivered. It's just always been the biggest sticking point with him has been his patriotism, as to say. There's been a lot of talk that he has spoken to Mark Boucher and has shown his interest to return to the fold. But then for him to return to the fold, then he has to have some type of commitment to the team, and he needs to be there for the long run, maybe looking towards playing in the World Cup for the ODI side in a couple of years' time too. Faf du Plessis has been in tremendous form. You know, it's just a tremendous week we've gotten past. Now 95 runs against Kolkata Knight Riders, and you followed that up with a superb 50 in 40 balls. So he's been in superb nick. A lot of people saying he should come in and open for the T20 side, and I wouldn't be opposed to that whatsoever.
I'd love it, man. I'd absolutely love it. I just want to focus, before we move on one over here. Ravindra Jadeja, one of the greatest individual performances, I think, in the history of cricket. Unbelievable. 37 runs from the final over. Then he claims 3 for 13 when the Chennai Super Kings were able to get an overwhelming 69-run victory over the Royal Challengers Bangalore at Wankhede. This is what the IPL is all about, is discovering these amazing moments in sport. And I think out of all of the tournaments, this has got to be the best.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, for me, when the commentator confirmed that it was 37 runs, it was mind-boggling. It was really, really mind-boggling. It really, really does depict what the whole sport is about. The short format and why it's so exciting, why it grips so many different people, has such a huge audience around the world. And, you know, just to be able to see that, you know, and this is one of the biggest reasons why the Chennai Super Kings are up there. Together the Royal Challengers Bangalore as favourites. You know, if he keeps that form up, then, you know, anything is possible. That was a superb round, and, you know, just a superb all-round performance from him. Yeah.
Brilliant, brilliant stuff, and it continues today. And then, of course, we've got Varsity Cup action. Very, very quickly, my friend, how are you feeling about the Varsity Cup action? You've got to say the Ikeys are looking really, really good at the moment, and left wondering what's happened to Marties, or maybe it's just all really close at the top there. But how are you feeling about Varsity Cup?
Yeah, it's served up some scintillating rugby for the neutral. I think UCT Ikeys they threw a cat amongst the pigeons in the first round when they beat the defending champions, Maltese. And from there, everybody started to take notice of them, and they haven't let up since then. Big credit to their flower of James Tedder, who's been a stalwart, has been a very, very big player for them, and has just continued with that form. Maltese, a very, very big win for them against the Tugs, because that keeps them in contention going forward, because, they're still outside the semi-final positions in fifth. Now, what's interesting about the next round of the Varsity Cup competition is the fact that number 1 plays number 2 with UCT and CUT coming up the 2 favorites. So whoever wins that game gets to be in the ascendancy as favorites. And then for the Maltese side of things, the only team standing in between them and the semifinals is NUW Puka, and that happens to be their opponents in the next round. So it could be all to play for. They're pretty decisive match potential.
Absolutely love it. Who's in the pound seat? We will watch today as round 5 continues. Buddy, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I'm going to throw it to Evander one last time. Love having a super fan here. And of course, Carl is a Real Madrid fan. Hardened, died in the wool. I know you're a Barca man. 2 points in it at the top of La Liga. Are Barca going to do something amazing? Are they going to surprise us this season?
Listen, I think we're in for a very, very good showdown. I think it's going to go down to the wire. I mean, with Barca and Madrid both on 71 points, Atletico just 2 points ahead. Barca having played a game less than them gives them a bit of... I know a game in hand is not points in hand, but sure, they could just nail it. Barca look more set to win it than anywhere else.
But I hope that is true for your sake, because we can be completely biased in this context. But you've been enjoyed to host this morning, even though you are a Chelsea fan. We might never let you back, but it was great while it lasted.
Thanks so much. Lovely.
Absolute blast. You can let us know who you support. Maybe you are the super fan we'll invite into the chair next time round. But thank you so much to both of our contributors this morning. Great chat, great sport.
Thank you, gents. Now, I'm definitely tell you I'm supporting this year, and that's the UWC football team. And we're still with these incredible ladies who are ready to show us how they stay in shape, conditioned, and of course, match day ready, and how they're going to be taking this league this year. So we've got a Monday motivation workout, and this is for everybody at home. And all you need is a soccer ball, and that's it. So let's crank your heart rate up, let's burn some culls, and with something as simple as a soccer ball, UWC's finest are in the building to show us how. Ladies, I'm so excited, and I'm so impressed, obviously, at the same time. The fact that you guys are just out here slaying, the fact that we have Banyana royalty here as well in Bongeka. I'm so excited to learn from you. So I'm going to just keep quiet now and let the professionals take it away. And I know you've got something exciting planned. We're using a soccer ball, so what are we doing? What's the plan here?
Okay, first we're going to do Russian twist for 30 seconds.
Russian twist. All right, I love that. I love the fact that we're also using the core, because it's one of my favorites. So
yes.
Down on the ground?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. Mzansi, you guys can join us too for this one, okay? So what we're going to be doing while we're doing this workout, I want to just ask you, how important is training, and how often are you guys actually training per week when it comes to being a professional soccer player?
We train every day except on Wednesdays.
Every day? No days off. I love that.
No days off. Yeah.
All right, well, here's one of those no days off. We're starting early in the morning, so let's do this. So what am I doing? My legs in the air?
Yeah.
All right, and then resting on my bottom.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then taking the soccer ball?
And we're just twisting.
Yes.
All right. So you're pretty fast. Am I supposed to catch your speed?
Faster. Come on. Come on. 45 seconds. Let's go.
How many more seconds left? What? I
Okay, we'll
can't
take 10. We'll take 10.
This is where these goalkeeper hands come in. I can see.
Okay, there we go. That's okay.
No, she's too fast. She's too fast. I give up. Okay, clearly I can see why you're the shot stopper over here. And I see why it's also quite important to just do it a little bit faster. A lot more functional. That required a lot more core control, which I absolutely love. So Mzansi, I know you felt that burn. I definitely did too. And we're going to move on to the next one. So how long in total, sorry, you mentioned the time, but how many sets of that will we do? Roughly, I mean, like 3-4 sets of the Russian twists?
We normally do this before training, so we go through each exercise once.
Okay, so it's like a warm-up and stuff, and including everything. Training every day, of course, I got that.
Yeah.
So what's next?
The second one, it's called side bridge.
Side bridge, okay.
So
all right, let me tell you. I'm following lead, so what do we do?
This is what you do if you're in the side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then,
just like that, you go for a minute, and then we can go for 30 seconds.
And is it normal for my shoulder to shake like this?
Yes. But open up your body. Open up
my body. Oh, okay. There we go, like that.
Yeah.
Right, so Mzansi, if you missed that cue, I started my movement, I was very rounded over.
Uh-huh.
What the professionals let us know, of course. And this is how you do it, right? This is how you win the league. Open up your body. I like that.
There you go.
Nice.
Just
There
make
we
sure
go.
that you stabilize.
And now I'm feeling it even more. I can feel it in the obliques. I can feel it in the core. You're just chilling here like it's a Sunday. What's going on here?
Yeah.
So how long would you hold that whole movement for?
A minute, 45 seconds to a minute.
Well, that's a challenge for you, Mzansi. See if you can hold that side plank for 45 seconds to a minute, and you might be able to then go for a trial at UWC, ladies. You never know. So let me go one more left.
Okay, one more exercise. This is our regular push-ups, but this is what we start. This, on your right, and then just
you got
make
a balance with this, huh?
Okay, just make sure that your body is straight, and then you go down normally. There we go.
All right.
That's good. That's good. That's good. You can
Look how you making this look so easy.
you can do approximately 10 on each side.
I'll
That's
try
4.
to do 10. You.
That's a 5.
Zanzi, come on, you can do this. Join me, please. I need your help.
And then 7.
Oh, these ladies
You
are
got
playing.
it. You got it.
There's
You got
Two
it.
more,
You got
come on,
it.
we got this.
9. You got it.
I got
last
it.
time.
10.
I'm making the cut.
Yeah, you got it. There you go. And then you can switch arms from there. And
No,
then
I'm done. That's enough for me. Ladies, I can't thank you enough. Honestly, it's been an absolute pleasure having the time to chat to you, having to see how the professionals do it, of course. And I'm wishing you nothing but success for the rest of the season. I know with an opener like that, I know it wasn't the best, but it can only be upwards from here. So thank you again for your time. And you, Mzansi, let us know how you felt on that challenge. Of course, UWC ladies, the champions, are coming at you, and so much more magic after this. Cheers.
All done. Good job.
Oh, you can make my day.
everybody. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show right here on S3. We are back in the kitchen, and there's few dishes that will hit the spot quite like a hearty dish of spaghetti meatballs on a weeknight. It has to be a weeknight, everybody, okay? Now, Woolie's version is easy to put together, and you can go a bit extra for that indulgent treat. And of course, who better than the extra person himself, Chef Clem? You are extra sometimes. You just like, you never want to keep anything basic.
Accept it. I accept it. I take it. I claim it. I am. Because the kitchen's the one place you can really show off, but it's not just about yourself, but you can show off for the people in your life. It's the effort and the love that you put into the food, and then everybody gets to enjoy it.
And today you are showing off for the people of South Africa with this spaghetti meatballs that is extra.
It is really extra, but it starts off with the beef fricadelles, and these are really, really delicious. There's something very special, but it's also about no two fricadelles are ever equal. These are special. And it's about the coarse grind of the meat in there. You can't have fricadelles that's like mush. It's got to have a bit of texture in there. You've got to know what's in there. And these have been seasoned so beautifully. It's assorted spices in there, and it comes through. When you fry it, you can actually smell the oil take on the flavor. And you do want to fry these before you start building up your sauce. When you get that crust on the outside, that's the flavor that you develop.
Got it. Because my thing was, I always used to just put everything and then make my sauce in it, and then it would always just break up. And then I thought, like, how do people get that hard meatball, the flavors going? So I didn't know that you actually have to fry it off first.
And it does hold it together, but it also gives you a lot of flavor. So what you want to do is you just want to give it a good shake, but get that nice crust all over the meatballs. That's the first part of developing the flavor. Then now's where you can kind of decide what you want to do, okay?
This is where you get to show off and play around with those flavors.
Right. You can either go traditional and have like a tomato puree, which is just tomatoes, and then you can build up all the flavors of that. But I'm going to work out. It's a long week. It's a long weekend.
It's long weekend.
Right. So you kind of just want to chill and take it easy. So you're going to go for a pasta sauce that's got a lot of flavor added to it already. So this one is the pesto. It's got tomato and basil pesto sauce, which means the pesto flavor's in there, a bit of garlic's in there, all the seasoning's in there. So the first part of the seasoning layer has been done for you, okay? And this is our nachos.
There's more.
There's more. This on nachos is absolutely amazing. All you do is just get it in there.
Get it in.
All of it. Don't even play. And what did our mothers teach us?
You never waste anything, so get to the bottom of it. Did she teach us that?
Don't.
I feel like every mother taught us that.
Put a bit of water in there. Make sure you get everything out.
Yes.
You can smell it already.
It's hitting every little... But I like how we said that this recipe should be for the weekday. Just because it's so easy to make as well. So
it is.
After a stressful day at work, you're just putting in all those flavors. It hits all the right spots for dinner.
Absolutely. So what you can do now is let that just cook down for like 5 minutes, serve it with your pasta, then you're done. But you can be extra.
But wait,
there's more. Okay, so I've taken my beautiful cherry tomatoes and I've blistered them in the oven. What happens when you blister them in the oven, the excess moisture evaporates and you get a more concentrated tomato flavor. These are so delicious. So that's going in, okay? And it actually becomes like sweet. So every now and then you're eating a bit and you go, what's that sweetness? How do you do it? There's that sweetness of the tomato, so that goes in. Okay, cool. Next thing, how can we be extra again? Mozzarella. Because who doesn't like having a little bit of mozzarella melted over the meat?
I knew you were going to like take it up a notch.
Why not?
Bring out the mozzarella, you say?
The mozzarella. And these are the ones that are already pre-sliced. I use these for the burgers because, I mean, it's done. You just melt it over. What I want to do is kind of want to create a blanket of mozzarella over our beautiful spaghetti meatballs. The reason for this is, there's enough heat inside the pan to melt that cheese. If you want to be extra, you can put it in the oven, let it bubble, and then you bring the whole pan to the table with the bowl of pasta. People can kind of dig out of this, put it over their pasta, make it their own.
Do you see my face right now and just my body language? When I just think like, I always think like, what can Chef Clem do to just take it to another level? And then you do this, and it's like... But wait, there's probably more. But of course, you can get your hands on this at woolworths.co.za for all of these amazing recipes and also just the ingredient list. But what are we doing now?
Now we're going to plate up. Okay, so our beautiful pasta spaghetti, and we showed people how to make this yesterday during Culinary Hotline. Yesterday? Last week.
I wasn't at work. I was like, on a Sunday?
Went to church on Sunday.
You went to church, brother.
Okay, there we go. So spaghetti goes down. And the thing about spaghetti meatballs, you kind of want to layer it. So get this on top there. Make sure you get that.
Look at that. It reminds me of like a cartoon you know those American cartoons when they're eating the spaghetti and meatballs,
Yes.
and it's just like chunky. Look at that sauce. That sauce is nice.
That's
and
that
thick.
sauce,
It's
that reduced. And then we're going to go a little bit of, what should we do? What should we do? A little bit of capers? Actually, no, a little bit of more pesto. Because we can. Because it's a long weekend.
I'm just watching.
Pesto. Pesto, okay, cool, done. Then my wife's favorite, Parmesan, on everything, okay? This you gotta do it from a height, you gotta be theatrical with it.
Da 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 da.
That's how you do it, just like that.
What is
this? Is spaghetti and meatballs. Honestly, that's gonna satisfy everybody. Oh, you can just, I forgot to say, you can tell me to say stop, but I mean to...
Oh, I am just watching. Okay, I think you can stop. You can stop.
Done.
You can stop.
And then, of course, a little bit of black pepper and you're done.
So the capers?
Capers are optional. They're quite nice and salty and briny. I like adding them to things when you just, you know, people don't add enough salt to food. It's a truth. It's a truth. Add a few capers to it, and that'll just like be that salty hit. It's so delicious. You can chop it up as well if you want. But that's honestly made a bit of a mess. But that's spaghetti and meatballs you're gonna want to have tonight and tomorrow night. And the next night, and the next night, and the next night.
Every weeknight, this night. This is how you become extra with Chef Clem's recipe. Woolworths.co.za is where you can get your hands on this. Look at this. It's bubbling. It's all the infusions that you need for this Monday to set the tone for this week. But if you missed out on any of this, here is a quick recap.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, everybody. You're still opening up with S3 here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We just got a little taste of the show for a band. You need to want to stick around for that for Gospel Mondays. Oh,
wow, man, of course, my Octopus teacher won the Oscar last night. All of the Oscar hits and misses will be coming your way. JP Sebastian is here for that. But right now, let's join Carl for our news headlines.
Thank you so much. On to some of the news headlines making news around the world. The KwaZulu-Natal government is concerned that many citizens have lowered their guard on COVID-19 protocols, which could have severe repercussions ahead of a possible third wave. Speaking yesterday, Premier Zihle Zakalala said many people are no longer wearing their masks and there's no social distancing, let alone regular hand sanitizing or washing of hands with water and soap. Meanwhile, SA recorded 1,101 new coronavirus infections in the last 24-hour cycle and 23 fatalities. The Eastern Cape reported 7, Free State 4, Gauteng 7, KwaZulu-Natal 4, and the Western Cape 1. Breaking news from Los Angeles. As mentioned by Graham earlier, California, this is the chance for a South African production to get something wonderful. The heartwarming story of a human-octopus friendship. My octopus teacher has bagged an Oscar at the 93rd Academy Awards ceremony. This is the first time this prestigious honor has been bestowed on a film from Africa. My octopus teacher has already won a string of festival and critics awards, and a few hours ago it had to defeat a strong lineup. It's directed by Pippa Ulrich and James Reed and follows filmmaker and diver Craig Foster as he explores an underwater kelp forest near Simonstown, where he bonds with an octopus he encounters under the surface. Moving on to some international news. International efforts are underway to help India as the country suffers critical oxygen shortages amid a devastating surge in COVID cases. The UK is sending ventilators and oxygen concentrator devices. EU members are also due to send aid, and the US said it would provide raw materials for vaccines that had previously been under export controls. India's capital Delhi has extended its lockdown as overcrowded hospitals continue to turn patients away. Meanwhile, the government approved plans for more than 500 oxygen generation plants across the country to boost supplies. A potential new malaria vaccine has proven highly effective in a trial involving babies in Africa, pointing to it one day possibly helping reduce the death toll from the mosquito-borne disease that kills up to 500,000 young children a year. The candidate vaccine, developed by scientists at Britain's Oxford University, showed up to 77% efficacy in the year-long trial of 450 children in Burkina Faso. Malaria kills more than 400,000 each year, most of them babies and young children in the poorest parts of Africa. And next, and wrapping up with a feel-good story, news of an 11-year-old life-saving deed of bravery. The gallant efforts of a Virginia preparatory school learner in Durban to save a young boy who was in difficulty while surfing have received high praise. Grade 6 learner Calso Bolton, just 11, has now also been recognized and honored by his school for his brave deed during the Easter weekend. Calso was surfing when he noticed a young boy in difficulty on Durban's North Beach. There was a strong riptide. The boy's head was bobbing in the water and he was gasping for breath. Calso unhesitatingly paddled out to him. He didn't respond when Calso asked him if he was okay, and so Calso pushed his surfboard towards him and the struggling boy grabbed it immediately. Calso calmly treaded water while waiting for a wave to push them out to the riptide out of the riptide danger zone. A beachgoer on the pier had spotted them and alerted the boy's father, who was able to help pull his son out of the water. Calso said, and I quote, "I'm happy I intervened because the riptide was extremely strong. I was also dragged in by it, but unfortunately managed to hold on to my board." That is a story of true heroism, so congratulations to that boy, and it's always good to hear. Wrapping up with that positive story, on to some sports heroes. Here's Graham.
Thanks so much, Carl. Yep, the Stars continue to shine in the IPL. The Delhi Capitals secured their 4th victory in the Indian Premier League. That was after beating the Sunrisers Hyderabad in a super over in Chennai. The match was tied after the Sunrisers drew level on 159 runs. That led to that super over, DC reaching their target of 8 runs on the last ball to win the match. An earlier fixture yesterday saw the Chennai Super Kings beating the Royal Challengers Bangalore by 69 runs. That was at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai. The victory now moves CSK top of the pile at the expense of RCB, who suffered their first defeat of the tournament. Then there'll be one IPL fixture today as the Punjab Kings face the Kolkata Knight Riders at 4 p.m. Then someone's finally done it. Gavin Hunt's Kaizer Chiefs claimed a 2-1 win over the reigning Premier Soccer League champions and log leaders Mamelodi Sundowns at Loftus Versfeld yesterday. The Amakosi becoming the first team to beat the Brazilians this season. The result now moves Chiefs up to 8, while Masandawana they remain top of the log. Now, the other PSL results, Chippa United and Golden Arrows played out to a goalless draw in the Eastern Cape. Maritzburg United and Baraka FC, they drew 1-1. And Cape Town City, they thrashed a 10-man Chakuma Chamadzi Vandila 3-0. The PSL action continues tomorrow. Now on to silverware, and they've done it again. Manchester City, they edged out Tottenham Hotspur 1-0 to claim a record equaling 4th consecutive Carabao Cup title. That was at Wembley Stadium last night, and of course now their first piece of silverware for the season. Aymeric Laporte's late header securing the victory for Pep Guardiola's men in front of 8,000 supporters at the stadium. The City has now matched Liverpool's feat of winning the competition 4 times in succession and 6 times in 8 outings. And staying with Liverpool, the defending English Premier League champions, they were held to what must be said was a frustrating 1-1 draw against Newcastle United at Anfield on Saturday. So the Reds currently still outside the Champions League spots in 6th place. Now, other Premier League results, Chelsea back to winning ways. They beat West Ham United 1-0. Arsenal suffered a 1-0 loss to Everton on Friday night. And then Manchester United and Leeds United couldn't give us anything in the English version of the El Clasico, drawing 0-0. There'll be one Premier League fixture tonight as the Foxters, Leicester City, they take on Crystal Palace in a late start at 9 p.m. SA time. Then on to rugby. Reigning champions, the Crusaders, they sealed a home final in the Super Rugby Aotearoa competition, registering a 29-6 win over the Blues in Christchurch. Looking every part, the championship winners, the Crusaders, scored 4 tries as they returned to form in the competition. And the Chiefs will be the other finalists in that final on the 8th of May. On Friday, the Chiefs narrowly beat out the Hurricanes 26-24 in a thriller. Then in Super Rugby Australia, the Rebels left the Waratahs winless in the competition, beating them 36-25, and the Western Force, they claimed a very memorable 30-27 victory over the Reds. And then talking about memorable, we move on to tennis now. 20-time Grand Slam winner and current world number 3, Rafa Nadal, now has won his 12th Barcelona Open title. That was after seeing off Greece's Stefanos Tsitsipas yesterday. The 34-year-old Spaniard beat the world number 5 6-4, 6-7, 7-5 in a time of 3 hours and 38 minutes. And this was now the King of Clay's 61st clay court title. The king reigns supreme. And that's where we leave our sport for this hour. Let's get another look at some of your beautiful sunrise pictures.
Thank you so much, G-Man. Also, thank you to each one of you that took the time to share your sunrise views with us this morning. It really is a great way to start the day and start the week. Now, Mshengu Chabalala Ndaole II shared this contrasting and bright image with hues of orange and yellow. Take a look at that. So much beauty in that picture. And then Theodore Scullard also shared this peaceful view with the sun rising in the distance. Now, if you too would like to be featured during our sunrise segment, it really is so simple. All you need to do is head on over to the Expresso Facebook page to share your sunrise photo with us, and who knows, you might be featured. Now, of course, while we do enjoy experiencing a sunrise from your part of South Africa, we do have some international viewers tuning in on both YouTube and the Africa channel in the USA. And this morning we are giving a brief update on Boston, Massachusetts. It is the capital of the state and one of the oldest municipalities in the United States. Now, Boston is best known for its famous baked beans, Fenway Park, the Boston Marathon, and of course, how can we forget the bar from Cheers. Now, a sunny day is forecast for the day ahead with a maximum of 17 degrees Celsius. Winds will gradually subside as the day progresses, and that is for you, Boston. In other news as well, a tropical cyclone Jobo made landfall in Tanzania earlier yesterday with the storm center of circulation approximately 135 kilometers southwest of Dar es Salaam. Now, following landfall, the system rapidly weakened after losing momentum. As a result, normalcy has returned to the commercial capital Dar es Salaam that had braced itself for the wrath of the storm for the first time since independence. But as it made landfall, strong winds and rain clouds also spread to other coastal areas of Tanzania and Mozambique. Records show only 2 other tropical cyclones have ever made it to the shores of Tanzania since the 19th century, and that is the Zanzibar cyclone of 1872 and the cyclone Lindy of 1952. The 2 storms struck the nation 80 years and 1 day apart on April 14th and 15th of their years, respectively. And earlier, Zanzibar's authorities halted all sea activities, including fishing and transport, and people in low-lying areas have been instructed to move to higher ground as Joburg approached the Tanzanian islands, and we are thinking about them. Right now, bringing it back home, here is a second look at the temperatures for the day. We kick it off with you, Polokwane. Do expect a low of 11, peaking at 27 today. If you do find yourself in Umbumbela, expect a range of 13 to 30. Pretoria, for you, it is a low of 11 and a high of 26. Johannesburg, a minimum of 10 and a maximum of 24. If you're out and about in Mahikeng, expect a minimum of 11 and a maximum of 29. Klerksdorp ranges from 8 to 28 today. Kimberley, 12, 28. Bloemfontein, for you, it is a low of 5 and a high of 26. Richards Bay, minimum of 17, maximum of 28. And then Pietermaritzburg, 13, 30. South Africa's playground, Durban, ranges from 18 to 27 today. Mthatha, 11, 31. East London coming through with a low of 17 and a high of 27. And then Cradock with a low of 13, peaking at 31 today. Gqeberha, 16, 23. George, for you, it is 12, 19. South Africa's mother city, Cape Town, ranges from 15 to 20 with a 60% chance of rain. Worcester, 12, 26 and a 62% chance of rain. And then Sutherland with a low of 7 and a high of 20. Uppington ranging from 14 and showing off with a high of 32 today. Of course, wherever you find yourself on this Monday, happy Monday to all of you.
Thank you so much for that, Jamie. Now we're looking at something a little bit more uplifting, and of course with Gospel Monday coming through, you know what time it is now. Shofar Band is the worship and songwriting collective from the Shofar family of churches. Now, the band was born out of a desire to write, sing, and of course record songs from God. Now, for the band, it is important to put together music that is centered on Christ and saturated with His scripture. And we are delighted to have Shofar Band in the studio with us for Gospel Monday. So please bring a warm welcome for the members Jason George, Jeannie Fadster, and of course Nontsikelelo Khumeda. Guys, thank you so much for joining us this morning, man.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
I had a beautiful opportunity to hear some of the backtrack sound checking this morning. I can't wait.
It was good. We're very excited to have you. Also, when you look at them, everybody looks inspired.
They look
Have you seen that? It's a good inspiration.
They're glowing. Yes,
That's like a huge compliment.
No, it's true.
Hectic.
True. So, Shofar Band, 10 years you guys have been in this game, so to speak. Nontsikelelo, I'm going to start with you. How has it been over the past 10 years? How have you managed to keep the vibe together?
So, quite frankly, the band has changed over the last 10 years because people move and they're transition into life. So I'm 2 years into the band, 2 years old. So I'm the baby, sort of. But since I've been here, I guess it's been inspiring, to be honest. It's been inspiring. Songwriting with people who are so humble. Who just genuinely just want to capture the heart of God. It's not about, hey, how many likes or how many people will listen to that song. It's about how do we capture the message of Christ? How do we allow people to hear the heart of God through the song? And if the message, for example, let's say rejoice, if the message is rejoice, it is linked to the gospel. It's not linked to what do you feel sounds like rejoicing. So it's been inspiring.
That's so refreshing to hear. It's not for likes, it's for message, it's for purpose, it's for meaning. That is special, that
and the
really
fact
is.
that you're using your beautiful gifts that you've been blessed with to serve a purpose is just astounding. And you speak about Rejoice, which is also the name of a song that we're going to be getting to hear later on the show, which is actually off the album Behold, I believe, right? So, let me ask you, Jeannie, what was the inspiration behind the album? What does it exactly mean?
So the Behold album was really inspired as part of our movement that we were what we were going through as a movement, as a church movement, and it was kind of a bit of a rough season, rough waters that we were going through, and just as a movement, just to fix our eyes on Christ, and that's really one of the other songs we're doing as well. So the message Behold, the whole album is about beholding God and just fixing your eyes on Him and just keeping just your gaze on Him. Doesn't matter what comes. So it was really written out of that place to inspire the whole movement and to really bring that worship to all because Shofar is a collective of churches all over, the world, basically. So to bring that message of just to keep everyone focused on Christ, like that story in the Bible where, Jesus is in the boat with you, even though there's like a storm raging around you. So just to kind of keep that focus, yeah.
Oh, I love that.
You see, that's what I'm talking about. Now, Jason, I know you can't be there with blonde hair like mine and not answer any questions. So we did this poll for Gospel Monday, and Wait on the Lord was selected as the one to perform, the one that we love to hear. Just a quick background on what that song's about.
Actually, interestingly enough, Jeannie wrote that song, but that song came out of a season where we, as the songwriting collective of Shofar Band, we decided to write songs for the next album. I think we're in the process of releasing singles rather than albums, just to try and get the traction away from COVID and not having been worshiping live together. But the message of the song is essentially just, God is God. We are not God. God has a schedule. God has plans. The schedules are very much different from our plans. And how do we get from our plans and our schedules and our ways and fix our attention and gaze on God's ways, be it repentance, be it learning of what God's love is, doing in our hearts and in our lives, and waiting on Him to do what it is He said that He was going to do. Because His word is not going to return void to Him, Scripture says. So it's worth waiting for. That's, I believe.
Captured,
and
Jeannie wrote that, and Jason got it down.
And Jason's the man on the keys, but yet the voice is just so smooth, it's crazy. Guys, thank you so much for this morning. Of course, we're not going to say goodbye to you because we're going to get a special performance later on the show. So for you, Mzansi, you want to stick around, of course, after this, because the magic will continue. It's Gospel Monday, and Shofar Band are going to be performing something special. If you want to get a hold of them, of course, you can head over to shofarband.com and get in touch with the band. Maybe you want to join them, maybe you want to serve, and maybe you just want to see some magic. But let us know what you thought of this morning's performance, which you will see later on, and stick around for that.
If your Sunrise Snaps are prize winners, give it your best shot on Expresso, and yours could win you one of those oh-so-chic Nespresso travel mugs. So snap your best Sunrise and post it to the competition post on Expresso's Facebook page with the hashtag Nespresso Sunrise. Winners are announced Mondays on the show, and competition closes the 5th of May. So let's be seeing those morning masterpieces.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, here in S3. So this is your chance to find out who wins the grand award for Best Person for the Oscars. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner, JP Sebastian. Congratulations. Oh my, he won the Oscar. He won the Oscar. This is him. Ladies and gentlemen, He hasn't had a little blink of sleep. He's been here for you and has been keeping his eye fixed on the Oscars. JB Sebastian, take us through all the award winners.
So you understand how trippy this is for someone?
Yeah, I know.
Like, those cameras are on, right? They're made of chocolate.
They are on.
This is an MK Ultra experiment. 100% of it. Okay.
He does it for us. He does. Yeah. So, JP, it's been such a nail biter, and of course we got that big essay. Yes.
Those are 8
So is that the celebration?
Yes, yes.
That's it. It's not Davy Jones. It's actually a celebration.
My Octopus teacher, like you said, the competition, holy patootie, I can't say the words I want to say. Collective, incredible documentary. There was Time, incredible documentary. Geez, the competition was stacked.
Yeah.
So you got to know that my Octopus teacher is something stupendous. If that is their peers in Los Angeles voting for them, great job. You can be very proud of yourselves.
It is great. My Octopus teacher was absolutely phenomenal. And of course, there were a couple of others, and you're going to track us through. So where are we going to start? Are we going to start with supporting actor, best actor, movie?
Man, if this was just the JP show, more people would be watching foreign television, I can assure you. It's my mom and me. But yeah, so if it was my show, I'd be talking about every single category, but we have to keep it with the popular ones. So supporting male is what we're starting off with.
Yes.
And in the category for best supporting male, first was Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yes.
For the Trial of Chicago 7, not Borat, surprise, surprise. There he has seen, however, in the Golden Globes, 1 nomination for Borat, and he had a SAG nomination for the ensemble cast of Trial of Chicago 7. Sacha Baron Cohen, just what I want to do here, by the way, is just talk about some of the new movies that you might be expecting, because we've spoken so much, we've spoken about these to death. If you're excited about his, the sort of visibility that he's getting here, then Sacha Baron Cohen is going to be Mandrake Magician next. So going back to his sort of like Alice in Wonderland sort of fantasy type ways. But next one is Daniel Kaluuya. Nominated for Best Supporting Actor. Of course, there he cleaned house. So obviously on Expresso, we've only had time to talk about BAFTAs, SAGs, Golden Globes, and now Oscars, those 4.
Yeah.
And he cleaned up SAGs, he won, Golden Globes he won, and BAFTAs he won. So let's see what he does. For the Oscars, his next project, by the way, is called The Upper World. Very interesting looking sci-fi time travel type thing. And also working again with Jordan Peele, the dude he did Get Out with. Yes, Get Out.
Yes.
So very exciting times for his future, of course. Let's see if he wins the Oscar. Leslie Odom Jr. nominated for All. That was for One Night in Miami. Man, what a voice in this guy. Played Sam Cooke and does the voice justice. Listen to his performances. He did one for the Oscars. Really moving stuff. In fact, the whole ceremony was so moving. I'll talk to you more about like the emotions that put me through later. But Needle in a Time Sack, also a time travel movie that he's going to be doing a little bit later. Sci-fi. So I
like this. Get a winner Oscar, go to sci-fi. It's like a trend coming up.
Well, you got to let your hair down somehow, right? You wouldn't know about that.
No.
Paul Rassi was nominated for BAFTA. This dude has been doing small circuit theatre stuff for 40 years of his life. Then suddenly out of nowhere gets an Oscar nomination. Good job to you. Obviously in a movie about someone dealing with the fact that they're losing a hearing. In real life, both of his parents are deaf. So he brought something very, very deeply personal to Sound of Metal. And he is on ice after this. Probably going to take another 40 years sleep. No movies planned afterwards. You got a nomination. You deserve it. And then finally, Lakeith Stanfield, also for Best Supporting. Now, this is weird. Judas and the Black Messiah. We've got Daniel Kaluuya and Lakeith Stanfield.
Get Out.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. Judas, by the way, and then the Black Messiah, obviously, is Daniel Kaluuya. So you've got 2 leads there, and I've watched this movie, they're both leads. How do they both end up in supporting? Who knows, who cares? Going to be in Yasuke, which is a series about the first Black Samurai, true story. Very interesting anime coming out that he's doing a voice for.
What?
However, let's talk about the winner, and the winner is, he had a clean sweep in all 3 that we've spoken already. Daniel Kaluuya, obviously, had to take it again. He's so good as Fred Hampton, Chairman Fred Hampton, Comrade Fred Hampton, shared all his love for that man in his speech, which he didn't have the sort of time for, and the snooze ability and the Z's, like I didn't get either for his previous ceremonies. But I actually took time to embarrass his mother as well, because he was marveling. All these actors are talking so much now, like myself, since they come out of the lockdown. And he's just marveling at humans existing, and that was what his whole speech was about, and how his mother and his dad made him, and how he's so proud of them. Anyway, watch it for yourself. It was lots of fun.
What?
Next up, supporting actress.
Okay.
Next category. So, Maria Bakalova for Borat, subsequent movie film, which is second Borat. Nominated in all 3 of those that we spoke about before. Next movie is called The Bubble, which is a comedy directed by Jai Apatow, great, strong director.
Yes.
And she's going to be at the front of it, which is actors trying to make a lockdown movie of their own. So, based on the present circumstances that we're in, but I hope that's Borat. Glenn Close for Hillbilly Elegy, who, so he keeps, like, screwing with my brain, telling me, no, this is Mrs. Doubtfire 2. I haven't seen it, so who knows. Again, this is a very trippy experience for me. Nominated nominated GG, nominated Golden Globe, nominated SAG, nothing won. Swan Song, sci-fi clones movie after this, even at her age.
Sci-fi,
she's having fun.
again?
Yes, Olivia Colman, nominated for Golden Globe, SAG, and is in a World War I movie after this called Mother in Sunday. She can do whatever she wants after one show. She won the Oscar for The Favourite a while back, but we'll see if she wins here. Amanda Seyfried for, she won, nominated for Golden Globe. Yeah. That is for Mank. And the next movie that she is in is about postpartum depression, so very deep, very heavy, sort of like cerebral kind of stuff. And finally, Yoon Yo-jung, who won for the SAG and won the BAFTA. This is a record in all of its own respects, and the winner is, surprise, surprise again, after SAG and after winning BAFTA as well, Yoon Yo-jung took Best Supporting Actress. Great for her, so excited about this. Watch her feisty interview, watch her feisty ceremony speech. She's a great sport and she's great fun, and you really need to watch Minari. Do yourself a favor, she's a prize and we should treasure her.
All right. That's it for the first block, and I can tell you there's more to come. I guarantee you there are. I mean, this is a scoop. This guy hasn't had sleep at all, and he's doing it for you. So, and the award for Best New Game, as we move on Expresso, goes to Maynard's for the exciting hashtag Juicy Kaboom game, coming to you soon. Stand by.
Maynard's, it's a juicy kaboom!
Yes, indeed, the hashtag Juicy Kaboom is back. Maynard's, home of the hashtag Juicy Kaboom. You've got to say it like that. Kaboom is celebrating their range of mouth-watering fruity gums and jellies, which I've just stuffed my face with, by boasting and hosting a brand new competition where you stand the chance of winning incredible cash prizes. We're going to be playing the hashtag Juicy Kaboom game with Maynard's on Fridays for the next 2 weeks up until Friday the 7th of May, and you could be the one playing live on air to win cash prizes, or playing live through us, which makes me a little bit nervous. Suddenly I feel like the hopes and dreams of our viewers are on our shoulders. So this is how it's all going to work.
Certainly so. So obviously the viewers will then select one of the presenters on their behalf. Okay, so it's a lot of
no, choose me. I'm up for it, eh?
So we're going to choose you. So for instance, you're going to go ahead, and then they will choose which bucket you need to aim for. So
which one are they going to choose? Are they going to be crazy and they're going to choose the
1,000, which will go for the 1,500, and maybe they'll go big. They want to go big, they want to go home, they'll choose the 1,500 bucket, which is the blue one over here.
Okay, so is that the one we've chosen for today?
So that's the one you've chosen. Graham, you're going to go in.
It's a juicy kaboom!
Boom! Kaboom! Did you have a kaboom? And then as my prize, I get to eat one of the sweets that's inside there. No, that's not officially a rule, but I'm going to do it anyway.
We then, of course, get to eat all the juicy stuff in, and 1,500 Rand is for that lucky viewer at home that has selected you. So it's all about selecting the right presenter to help you win big prizes.
And obviously, there's a lot more empty buckets than there are buckets with the money in.
Let's see if we can do another one. What about the red bucket over here?
Okay, come on, 1,500.
No pressure.
It's a juicy kaboom!
Oh my word!
Gee, you just walked away with 3,000 Rand just like that because you are amazing.
I didn't. You did. You just won 3 grand because I'm amazing. Okay, hopefully that wasn't a fluke and it will happen again when you guys actually take part. But this is going to be a lot of fun. Hashtag Juicy Kaboom. My heart's beating already. There is a lot of cash to be won. There is a lot of fun to be had, and it's going to be going down on Fridays.
One more time. Can you do maybe a 3 out of 3? If it is, then he might be your person for this Friday.
I worry I'm going to use up all of my... No, just think of it. I saved some of my good karma for you at home. Hashtag Juicy Kaboom is going to be amazing. One lucky viewer stand a chance of playing the Maynard's hashtag Juicy Kaboom game live on air this coming Friday, where you could win even 1,500 Rand in cool, hard cash. Simply reply to the competition post on the Expresso Facebook or our Twitter page and tell us what your favorite Maynard's sweet is and why. Maybe it's because it makes your mouth water like mine is right now. And don't forget that hashtag Juicy Kaboom. And who knows, we could be calling you this Friday to play and win cash prizes. The competition is going to run up until Friday, the 30th of April, 2021. But you can find, as always, all of the terms and conditions on ExpressoShow.com.
Even if you're not a winner, you get to have
so tough, eh? Okay, Mom.
What are you doing? Come on!
It's a juicy kaboom! Maynard, it's a juicy kaboom!
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso at S3. And in case you missed it, we had round 1 of our Oscar nomination / here are the winners. I know that many people are going to have to wait until later, or it's going to be all over your timeline. You get it here first, an exclusive. One man who has not slept at all is going to give you all the details that you require for the Oscars. So let's start off with, I mean, we've wrapped up the first couple of categories. There are a few of the lesser-known categories that I think we need to tinker with,
the smaller
right?
ones, the technical ones. So Best Sound went to Sound of Metal, a movie about a guy going through deafness. You can imagine the kind of very careful, very sensitive, and very considerate work that they had to do there. Well-deserved. Soul, obviously, for Best Score.
Okay.
That's Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, who previously did the Gone Girl soundtrack. Just incredible for that horror soundtrack. Guys are winning awards for very sweet animations. Next up of the summaries, we have editing and cinematography. Any minute now.
There we go.
Our director, yes. Best director goes to Vardy Fellas. Sound of Metal for best editing. Again, that's 2 for Sound of Metal. Fantastic. Oh man, I look forward to that movie. But people need to chill on Mank. Mank is okay. And then one best cinematography. Maybe the best black and white we got was Roma last. But let's move on to some more summaries real quick. Next slide, please. Is no, in fact, we're moving on to Riz Ahmed is the first nominee for Best Leading Actor. Man, what the guy does. I know I've said it 3 times before in the previous nominations. He has been nominated for all. Now I'm going to chunk when I watch this movie about a guy who loves his music and has to just face the facts that he's losing his hearing. Next up is Chadwick Boseman, who obviously won the Golden Globe and the SAG, and was nominated for BAFTA. That's for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, The Vitality. I can't believe, I'm repeating myself, but you have to. I mean, this dude, however, there were no repeats. In the past 4 years, he did 5 movies, so varied, from Endgame all the way through to Marshall. It's a movie that not very many people have seen, nevertheless you should. Yeah. Anthony Hopkins for The Father.
Heard a lot of good stuff about this one.
Yeah, I've heard people who have had Alzheimer's in their family say that was heavy, that was hard to deal with, but it was necessary and it was soothing, and, well, not soothing, but cathartic, etc., etc. Next up is Gary Oldman for Mank. Gary Oldman was snubbed, in fact, by his own Brits at the BAFTAs. Wasn't even given a nomination there, which is surprising, but noms for Golden Globes and nom at SAG. Mank, has it been underwhelming? You know, Hollywood loves movies about Hollywood where they get to pat their own back, but we'll see what it does here. Stephen Yeun for Minari. Most people obviously know him from The Walking Dead, but he's kicking butt. 2 noms at SAG for Ensemble and Best Leading Actor. Great to see some diversity, but fact remains, just a talented actor, irrespective of what the skin color is. And the winner of Best Leading Actor went to Anthony Hopkins. Sir Anthony Hopkins.
Well done, man.
83 years old. There's still a chance. If you ever thought about taking up acting, okay, maybe not as good as that.
No, it'll never be that good. I'm sorry. It's like from Hello, Clarice to all the way through.
First Oscar. This is only the second Oscar.
This is the second one, yeah.
Yeah, totally deserved. Anthony Hopkins wins Best Leading Man. Then, next up, we have Leading Actress, Viola Davis.
Oh, yes.
A force in her
Come
own right.
on.
I think, bad for Viola Davis. She does all the work herself just fine. What am I even talking about Ma Rainey's Black Bonnet? This is the whole point. Like, what do the words mean when I'm talking about someone as great as her? Andrew Day, who was a surprise win at the Golden Globes, a great actress in a movie that maybe just didn't carry the sort of, like, wasn't the right vehicle necessarily for the right kind of spotlight, but we'll see if she takes the Oscar.
Rise up.
Seems to do a great job as Billie Holiday. Vanessa Kirby, who gets shouty, real curb stomp of a performance here. Gut punch. Looking for the worst puns. Pieces of a Woman, all that silliness aside, she looks fantastic. And what's great about this category, by the way, is that we're way past, it's like 10 years now, where it was like, oh, Shakespeare in love. What will the guy do? What will the guy think of me? These are all women going through the motions, going through life diversely. Diversely, is that a word? Frances McDormand for Nomadland, previously won for practically everything. They may as well call them the McDormands. We'll see after this. Pretty sure she's the one who takes it. And Carey Mulligan, finally, for Promising Young Woman, who does a great, interesting balancing act between a threatening thing as well as a sensitive thing, as well as a, like, can't read this actress. At the same time, you should watch it for yourself. What she does is very interesting. And the winner for that is Frances McDormand.
The McDormands!
Won the 93rd McDormand of the Academy of McDormands. Fantastic actress.
She's amazing. Come on.
Please watch Olive Kittredge. It's only 6 episodes, a miniseries. It's the best acting I've ever seen in my life. However, let's quickly move on to some of the summaries. Sorry to nudge
Okay, let's go.
on. And what I want to talk about is production design and international film, because, shame, all of them deserve their spotlight. And production design went to Mank. Which, like I said, not my cup of tea. It's a good movie.
Yes.
And Hollywood loves movies about Hollywood. That circle.
We know this.
Word.
Yep.
And another round with Mads Mikkelsen, who we love dearly. It doesn't matter what your orientation is. Everyone wants Mads. Seriously, great actor, and please cast him in absolutely everything you can. Next is screenplays, adapted and original. And there we see some more daylight for Promising Young Woman for original screenplay, and The Father takes another after Sir Anthony Hopkins won for adapted screenplay. Man, the guy's speech there, by the way, I cried. Please watch the Oscars when you get a chance, maybe tonight, whenever it rescreens. Was truly moved to tears and at his heartfelt speech that he gave about the passing of his daughter and how this movie is a monument to her memory.
Oh, my.
Yeah, tear-jerking stuff, man.
Okay, well, beautiful. I mean, that's the roundup for now. This is only part 2, part 3 coming up. If you woke up early this morning for an Oscars marathon, you'll need something delicious and nutritious to sustain you ahead of part 3. Stick around.
Made with love by Clover.
Now, whenever someone mentions stamina, physical strength comes to mind. Now, some of us go out of our way to take good care of our bodies, and there are 3 vital ways to do this. Now, lifestyle modifications, exercise, and diet. Now, that's our triple protect, and let's see if the creamy enchilada bake ticks all of these boxes too. And here to show us how, it's Jenny Morris in the building.
Good morning.
Are we doing this morning, Jenny?
Listen, darling, I'm going to tick every single box that you own.
Oh, yes, I'm here for it.
This is creamy and it's delicious. And once again, like, you're not going to sing for your supper, you're going to work for it.
I'm ready.
So come a little bit closer to Mama.
Okay.
I'm going to make it's a lovely wrap, and we're going to fill it with all these gorgeous Mexican ingredients and then bake it off with this lovely green enchilada sauce. So I want to get the sauce going in here. So I'm going to put my butter in and my little bits and pieces, etc., etc. And while I'm doing that, we've got some spring onions, we've got some cumin, we've got some, I like chili flakes, but you can use like powdered chili, ground chili, these beautiful red kidney beans, and you can open a can. You can from a can. And we have lovely red peppers and corn. You're going to stir that together, don't mush it too much. So while you're doing that, this sauce is going to happen over here.
Okay. And I must just say, I'm loving the colors I'm seeing. seeing here, all these vibrant
Vibrant.
rainbow colors.
Yes.
That always means that you're getting those boxes ticked, like we mentioned, and you're getting a full
Absolutely.
variety of the nutrition that you need.
It's
The good
eating
stuff.
a rainbow, basically, at the
Yes.
end of the day. I love a rainbow nation, rainbow cuisine. How gorgeous.
And at the end of this rainbow, we have a Jenny Morris.
Oh, darling, we have a happy boy. That's all his boxes ticked.
Right, let me get to work here before you distract me too much. Let me just put this all in here.
Right.
So what are you up to on that side?
So what I've got some lovely, lovely clover butter in here, and I'm putting the garlic in. I just want to release the fragrance from the garlic. Can you smell it? It's already starting to come off the pan.
Like, I would eat that butter just as it is. It smells that good already.
Oh my goodness, and just dab bread in
Yeah.
it. And then cream cheese. Now, this is not a lazy way to do anything. It's a decadent, delicious way to do it. So this is just beautiful cream cheese, and I'm going to add some milk.
Okay.
Not just any milk. Look here.
Not just
my
any milk,
It's
double
my-
protect, 80 times filtered, of course. It's gone through so many quality tests to ensure the
Absolutely.
perfect serve. So how can you not have a hero ingredient like that?
And you know what? It's got a lovely, long life in your fridge. So right.
What more do you need? A lovely fresh meal. I've got my fresh ingredients already
Yes.
for you. You've got the fresh hero ingredient. 80 quality tests ensures that it's all the good stuff you need, of course.
Absolutely. So I'm going to change corners with you now. You're going to mix the sauce for me.
Okay.
Okay, so you just
So we're switching. We're doing a little
switching.
tango here in
We're
the
doing
kitchen
a tango,
with Jenny
darling.
Morris.
Absolutely.
Dancing
the
on a Monday.
cha-cha, the cha-cha.
So am I just going to continue to stir
Yes,
this?
just break it up nicely. Some salt and some pepper. I like a lot of pepper. Do you like a lot of pepper?
Actually, if it's got some salt and pepper, it's a good balance. If it's pepper on its own, I'm not always actually such a big fan, to be honest.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love. And these will just stir in at the end, okay?
What are these? Your micro herbs? What's
Those-
that?
Well, that's a little bit of coriander.
Oh, G's favorite.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yes.
Coriander and some delicious fresh parsley.
Yum.
So look at this. This is just a beautiful tortilla wrap. You can buy them or you can make them. I wouldn't even think about
I wouldn't also
making them.
think of making it because, I haven't done that yet.
Delicious, delicious, delicious.
And this is so simple as well. I mean, I'm looking at pretty much half of, or more than half of it's already done.
Exactly. All the hard work is done. So you could add more cheese in the center if you want to. And it's just
Who
a matter
doesn't
of...
want to add more cheese?
Well, I can tell you, not looking at a girl who doesn't want more cheese. This girl is cheesy. She loves it. Easy and cheesy. That's it, darling. Elbow
Easy
grease.
and cheesy.
Easy and cheesy.
Okay, so what is the like the essential outcome that I'm looking for when it comes to what I'm stirring here right now?
Smooth like you. Smooth and
like the
creamy.
Monday that you are being
Yes.
served up right here on your Expresso show. Of course, you can find this recipe on expressoshow.com if you do want to find out any more of the magic that is going on right now. This
Now
is
you
looking
could
good. It's
either-
looking smooth.
You could make neat little bundles like this,
Okay.
or you could be an untidy girl like me, because I like sometimes for the filling to burst out, you know, while you're cooking. How are we doing there?
I'm
Keep
good.
stir,
I'm
stir,
ready,
stir,
man.
stir,
I'm
stir.
ready to go to the final phase
Yeah.
here.
Put the herbs in, darling, and I want another little splash, a tiniest little splash. That's it. Tiny. I just want to just make this a little bit more runny. Okay, go for it.
Go for it. All right.
Go mad. Go
All right.
crazy.
I'm going mad, I'm going crazy, and
Go,
showing
go, go,
Zanzi
go,
how
go.
we can make a meal in less than 5 minutes. That's happening
We
right
wish.
here.
Oh, and then I'm going to feed you, so you can leave that.
Okay.
And I'm going to actually give you a little taste of good things
Yes,
to come.
please. Let me wash my hands while you get that going once
I'm
again.
not only going to let you wash your hands, I'm going to spray you.
I've got the spray here.
You got the spray?
I've got
Let
it here.
me
I've already
see.
done it.
I wanted to witness it, that's all.
Oh, it looks so good. It looks so delicious. Of course, it's a full rainbow of color, full rainbow of nutrition. And I think this is exactly where you're wanting to get your Monday sorted. While I'm giving it a taste, you guys can find out this recipe inspiration and some more. Grab a little fork there for me, Jenny Morris,
darling.
perhaps.
Here's a fork. This is a clean fork. I just got a bit of
Thank
cream
you very
cheese
much.
on it.
Well, while I tuck into this, you guys can find out how this recipe just came to life right here, right now.
Yes. Is it good?
Yeah.
love by Clover. Oh, you can make my day. Made with love by Clover. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we celebrate my industry, an industry that has been through the most. The events of COVID-19 have changed the way that we create, certainly, and definitely the way we appreciate entertainment. Creatives everywhere still rallied, and the 15th South African Film and Television Awards will ensure that the stars are still shining. The announcements for nominations are taking place this Thursday on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and joining us via video call is the event's executive producer, Annika de Ridder, and the project coordinator, Stacey Lafine, to find out more about the entry and the judging process, as well as how the final show is coming together in these crazy times. Ladies, a very good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you, Graham. How are you doing?
Oh, very good. Annika, I know you are in Nigeria right now. I'm not even going to ask. I know that you're a busy lady, and I love the fact that you are busy within our industry. That is wonderful. Stacey, I'm going to start with you. I think we are all too aware of the heartbreaking impact that COVID-19 has had on our entertainment industry. Overall, it has been economically devastating. How has it affected the entry and the judging process for the SAFTAs? And what were the ramifications in terms of the number and the quality of the entries this year?
Well, Graham, thank you so much for having us this morning. You know, from our side, you know, we tried by all means to look at, you know, what the impact would be for our industry and how we would then ensure that, you know, we keep up and host an actual SAFTA ceremony, because that was the discussion at the beginning, whether we would host one or not. But we then looked at our submission criteria and looked at our deadlines and thought, you know, normally we would close and content would be eligible from the 1st of November 2020, but then we then extended that by an extra month to then December 31st. So we tried by all means to incorporate that. We extended also the entry submission until the 15th of January. And what we've been fortunate with is that, you know, over 5 years ago, we moved to the online platform, which is our SAFTA's online portal. And that has really helped us because, you know, the entire process from the entry process was done online, as well as our judging process. So we've actually seen a great increase in numbers in terms of submissions. Last year, well, the previous SAFTA's 14, we had just over 300, but this year we reached 400 entries, successful entries that went through the judging process. So we're quite proud with what we've received for SAFTA's 15.
And boy, doesn't the industry need something to celebrate and some validation for all of the hard work right now? So, Stacey, what was that submission process for entries actually like? How did the judging panel then find the process of reviewing the entries remotely? How did that evolve?
So with us, as I was saying, 5 years ago, we moved to our SAFTA's online portal, which is www.saftasonline.co.za, and that truly helped us because the entire judging process happens online. So what happens from our side is once we've accepted you as a jury member, we link you to the online portal, and of course, entries are submitted online, so those applicants and the jury are able to then link that content and actually watch all the stuff online. So it actually worked out better for us to move online a couple of years ago. I think we're trying to keep up with technology and moving with the times.
I love it. Well, you've future-proofed the SAFTAs, which is ideal, and I think it's going to be absolutely essential moving forward. Annika, what kind of factor does the COVID-19 pandemic play in putting a show like the SAFTAs together, and what challenges in that production process have had to be kind of made in order to account for the safety of people? How are you approaching it this year?
Yes, Graham, as you said earlier, it's been a very difficult year for television and film. I think, I've been in the industry for 20 years, and I can honestly say that this past year has been my most difficult. COVID is... we've sort of created a character and named it COVID and planned it into everything and kept it into consideration when we're planning. It is really difficult. We've spent days over Zoom calls because it's so important. As you said earlier, to celebrate the people and to show them that we appreciate what we've done. So the impact of COVID on a SAFTAs or any award show, for that matter, is huge. But it has forced us to think out of the box, and I think we've come up with an amazing plan to still keep it entertaining for the people that are watching, but also to say thank you and well done to everybody in the entertainment industry for making it through the year 2021. And when it comes to safety, obviously, it's not going to be your traditional show where there is 1,000 people on set. We're going to have to bring people onto the set without bringing them onto the set. Therein lies the challenge.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're going to rise to the challenge because that's what we're about in this industry, and it has felt like we have been literally fighting for our lives over the last year, and we've proven our worth. I love this. Feeding off what you said and the sentiment behind that, the tagline for the 2021 awards ceremony is "Your Year to Shine." Can you elaborate on that? Why did you go this route, and what does that represent to you and for the show?
Once again, your year to shine, still shining. As I said just now, it was beyond difficult. You are navigating your way through COVID. You are doing things you've been doing for 20 years, but you're doing it completely differently. And it's the first time, and there are no guidelines. So every single person that spent time on a set anywhere, it's like, are you doing it right? Am I ensuring, even though I'm following protocols, am I ensuring all that protocols are in place? Am I ensuring the safety of my people? Because ultimately, that is the most important thing. We want to entertain the people at home. We want them to give them something to look forward to, but still we need to be responsible. And yes, it's all about celebration, and it's all about you've made it through this year. Congratulations. We're in this together, we're still shining, and we would like you to take this year, 2020, and make that your year to shine.
I absolutely love that. Open up to new possibilities. Ladies, I'm very thankful for the fact that this is not the last time I'll be connecting with you. We are obviously going to be playing our part in spreading the word, the message, providing the platform to the amazing stars that keep this industry going and that have saved this industry this year. But on a personal note, thank you so much for all of your efforts and everything that you're doing to fight the good fight. We have needed it now more than ever. So thank you so much, and thank you for joining us this morning.
Our absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you, Graham, and thank you to Expresso. That's going to be a part of our lead up and also a part of the actual show awards. We're looking forward to the partnership. Thank you so much.
Likewise, ourselves looking forward to that. We are leading the wave of the 15th SAFTA's nominations announcements on your Feel Good Breakfast Show this Thursday. That's the 29th of April. So make sure you get onto our Expresso social media pages to see which of those categories we'll be lucky enough to be announcing. And this is all leading up to applauding the ingenuity and development of new talent. And then, of course, tipping our hats, saluting the excellence of celebrated South African icons in the award ceremony on Saturday, the 22nd of May, which happens to be my birthday. And you can follow it all as you open up to new possibilities here on S3.
Now, I know you were sleeping and you couldn't catch the Oscars, but don't worry, somebody lost sleep for you. His name, JP Sebastian. Yes, he's still awake. He is.
How dare you play rock music at a time like this? Like, can't I get Girl from Ipanema, just some elevator music, just gentle.
Sound of metal. That's part of the... Oh, my word. I don't want you to fall asleep before we get to the two other categories. We're looking at directing and Best Picture, and then also a roundup of the leaderboard.
Speaking of directing, by the way, something that I wanted to mention is that these Oscars that heard this morning, I dare say last night, I wish, was directed by Steven Soderbergh, the guy who did Traffic, famous director, Logan Lucky, which was hilarious. He directed these Oscars. And what's so interesting is that there was a set design to how people would social distance. The Oscars, it was so well designed. This was one of the best Oscars I ever saw because Steven Soderbergh is such a stickler for this kind of things. So let's talk about other great directors.
Indeed.
Moving on, Thomas Vinterberg is the first nominee for another round. Yay, Mads Mikkelsen. Any pictures we can see? What a pretty man. Even though I'm straight, who cares? I'm mad sexual. That's my new orientation. Sorry, it's my new thing. Thomas Vinterberg, this is the dude who, by the way, you have to stop laughing now. This is the speech that made me chunk. Seriously, watch it. This guy, what a king. David Fincher, moving on. You were very concerned about whether or not David Fincher gets this award. Are you a big fan?
Big fan. Gone Girl, Fight Club, list goes on.
Alien 3, not so much.
Yeah, no,
I love Fincher. Panic Room, etc., etc. Such a great director, and he's so meticulous. He's so anal to work with. Apparently, he's the most frustrating director because he's so pedantic, so perfectionist, and it definitely does come across in Mank. Maybe in a meaningful way. Find out for yourself. Watch it for yourself. It is a good movie. It's not maybe the greatest ever made. David Fincher, and then Lee Isaac Chung for Minari. You've got to be doing something very special as a director if you're getting actors together and you're making them feel like once they go, that's a wrap, everyone, show's over, shooting's over. Oh, come on, please give your set photographers better photos than that, guys. Sorry, this is me who edited this, and this is the best photo I could find. Nevertheless, to make your actors feel like a family for the rest of their lives, and then everyone who watches goes, I want to adopt the Minari family. I want to be adopted by them. You've done something amazing. Chloe Zhao, nominated for Nomadland, obviously won for the BAFTAs most recently, knocking it out of the park, going to be directing the next Eternals. Yeah, I know you love your Avengers stuff. Yes, I do. That's the lady there. Oh, look, if you can take yourself that not seriously, that's not an actual good English phrase, nevertheless, then you're rolling in the gold. You can be quite happy with yourself if you're being that cutesy with Frances McDormand, the heavyweight, a queen that she is. Emerald Fennell is the final nominee in this category. She is for Promising Young Woman, who also wrote the script, who also edited, who also was in The Crown, the TV series, who was heavily pregnant while directing this. What a champ. Intense. However, the winner was Chloe Zhao for Nomadland. Like I said before, and I've got to repeat because it's going to be repeated in syllabuses, syllabi.
Syllabi works. I like syllabi.
Syllabuses you were mentioning film and media earlier. Students are going to be writing about this lady one day in the same way they'd write about Terrence Malick. She's been called as spoken of as having her own eye, that now other directors are going to go, I want to do the Nomadland thing. So watch out for her. Chloe Zhao, congratulations. Best director goes to a woman for this is probably like the second time in Oscars history. 93rd Oscars. Anyway, moving on. Finally, Best Picture category. What are you giggling at?
No, I'm just, there's no passive aggression there at all with regard to it, but warranted, definitely.
Worry that you're sitting across from a madman who doesn't know if you...
No, I mean, look here, when you lack sleep, I feel like this is the most I'm actually just watching you. I'm not really...
I swear, those cameras are made of chocolate. No one is watching.
You see, that's the thing.
Moving
and also,
on.
I like how your English is running out.
The father, speaking of losing my brain, Anthony Hopkins, who won for the character that he plays, coming apart at the seams, playing someone who's going through Alzheimer's. Seriously, watch it carefully, watch it under, advisement. If you have someone in the family, it might even help you out. Who knows? Olivia Colman.
Beautiful.
What a great actress herself. Nominated here for Best Picture, though. Next is Judas and the Black Messiah, which has 2 supporting actors. I got a D for maths in matric, but that makes no sense. Even I can tell you that. Daniel Kaluuya was nominated and won for Best Supporting Actor. Lakeith Stanfield, who was also excellent, was nominated for supporting, could have actually won supporting if they just put Daniel Kaluuya in the lead. Oh, well done, Oscars. Hey, like I said, 93 years of the same old, same old. Mank. David Fincher, your fave.
Yeah, he's my fave.
And any time Hollywood gets a movie made of itself, like La La Land,
La La Land, I was going to say that
all
earlier.
over themselves. Seriously, Hollywood make us...
Once upon a time in Hollywood, yeah!
This is me rowing. This is... Anyway. Next up is Minari. Which we just saw Lee Isaac Chung was nominated for Best Director, Stephen Yeun nominated for Best Actor, and like a lot of people are saying, you're going to want to fold yourself up into this family, become an immigrant and just farm potatoes or whatever you have when you watch Minari. I don't know, that makes no sense to me, but it will when I watch it. Nomadland is nominated for Best Picture as well. The McDormands, the 93rd McDormand Awards, also the McDormand category went to Frances McDormand for Best McDormand of the Year, and we'll see if she is handing the McDormand over to the Nomadland team. That's Best Picture for people who understand anything I was just saying. Promising Young Woman is the next offering. Interesting. You've got a thriller. This is a stabby slasher type thing, being nominated for Best Picture. You must be doing something very good. If these horror type, thriller type genres are making it into the Best Picture, you've done something special. Next up, finally, well, not finally, semi-finally, Sound of Metal with this dude who, like I said, this is a going to make me chunk. Riz Ahmed, such a good actor. 4 lines. I was laughing my butt off and felt so cringe watching that. What a great guy. And doing a totally diverse turn here away from the kind of comedy that we saw him in there, or whether you saw him in Venom, and he was great in that too. Finally, The Trial of the Chicago 7, which Sacha Baron Cohen was nominated for Best Supporting Actor. Aaron Sorkin is the writer. People love him to death. Worked with Fincher before. Will it make Best Picture? However, drum roll please, Best Picture for the 93rd Academy Awards went to Nomadland.
Well done. McDormand.
Yes, and lead of the award season, by the way. Knocked it out of the park, 144 wins, and by a point system, however you like, trophies, however you want to put it, beat every other movie. Mank second by a long stretch. Nomadland is the winner and the one that you'll probably be studying if you take up FAM next year.
Incredible. So all I'm going to say now is that the person who wins the Oscar for the best acting performance, even though he had no sleep, is JP Sebastian. Congratulations. Well done, JP Sebastian. Incredible. He's winning a McDormand, definitely. Thanks a lot to JP. More action coming up on Expresso
I just feel like you want to talk to my manager with that voice. What are you doing? I asked for a venti.
S3 is the new home of the SAFTers, so open up with S3 in your feel-good breakfast show between 6 and 9 a.m. on Thursday, the 29th of April, as we celebrate the best in film and TV entertainment that Mzansi has to offer.
We'll be leading the wave of the 2021 SAFTA nominations announcements live on the show, so make sure that you watch and follow our Expresso social pages to see which categories we'll be announcing.
Let's applaud the ingenuity and development of new talents and salute the excellence of celebrated South African icons.
Open up with Expresso Morning Show and S3 this Thursday.
Welcome back. You are live with Expresso. Thank you so much for joining us as we launch into the final hour of the show this morning. I love this quote. There is a moment in every dawn when light floats. There is the possibility of magic.
Yes, I love that.
Hey, how beautiful is that? As a matter of experiences a lot of dawns out in these amazing environments.
Yeah.
Time can't stand still for that second. That was a quote from Douglas Adams, by the way, author of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Absolutely brilliant in his own right. But we have been lucky enough, I think, to see the magic come to life through your amazing sunrise pictures, which is why we wanted to award you guys with a beautiful Nespresso travel mug. They're amazing. Literally, it will keep your coffee warm for I reckon for 2 days, actually.
Gee, I've actually hiked with this thing and did it overnight, and it was
really,
warm,
it does not
I don't know if
dissipate.
it was just because it was close to the body, but it works, man.
Really, and that's in our hashtag Nespresso Sunrise Picks, and we've got our latest winner to announce.
We do indeed, so can I get a drum roll, please? Our winner of the incredible Nespresso Travel Mug is Gail Lentour! Yes, Gail. Of course, we can't chat to Gail, unfortunately, but she sent in some incredible pictures. And I think they're only going to get better and better because this travel mug is the perfect companion for your outdoor adventures. So, Gail, enjoy all the magic that you've been blessed with. And I'm sure you're going to be sharing so many magic memories with your hubby,
It's dibs. Whoever gets it first in the morning, so whoever wakes up first gets the travel mug. That's how it works in the household.
I hope you haven't caused too many fights out there, G.
But it's a wonderful prize for a worthy winner. Thank you so much. And to everyone who supplies our sunrise photos, it just puts a different slant on our day. So thank you so much to all of our beautiful regular contributors. We love you and we appreciate you. Keep them coming on the Expresso Facebook page.
Cheers.
With every cup, we cultivate some of the finest coffee in the world, celebrating farmers as artists, elevating every coffee moment. Because with every cup, precious coffee preserves the beauty of our world. Nespresso. What else?
Well, are you ready to elevate your Monday for Gospel Mondays? Well, Shofar Band is here in studio and they're here to perform their very first track called Rejoice. So please take it away.
We will praise you in every
the Shofar Band this morning, rejoicing in every season of our life, giving praise to God. And we have another performance from the Shofar Band, so don't go anywhere. But also in just a moment, we're speaking all things about relationships, so stick around for that.
Here's to you. I've only just started out, but one day my business will succeed. Small business owner. Your business might not be where you want it to be yet, but at Nedbank, we'd like to help you get there. That's why we give you free banking for the first 6 months with the Startup Bundle, so you can start building up a track record for your business. Here's to you, Mzansi.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beautiful souls. It's Monday. We are live right here on S3, and you are opening up with all the magic that we have for you right now. Now, having people that you like and trust working with you, I don't know about that. Now, especially when it comes to a business venture, it can build towards great success, though. So going into a business with your spouse, family member, or a close friend can make a lot of sense, right? Now, I believe many people, however, warn of the dangers of the messy fallout of what can happen if things don't work out.
And today we're asking, have you gone into business with a loved one? Well, clinical psychologist Asha Dulap is here today to help us discuss this, and we're taking your questions and comments via our Facebook page. So head on over there right now, and we might just answer all of your questions. Asha Dulap, so good to have you with us.
Good morning.
This is a hectic topic because there's a lot of pros and cons when it comes to working with a loved one, because you really trust the person. But let's eliminate that. Let's eliminate that we actually are family. Why is it so important to first have a good relationship with anyone you're going into business with?
Well, our business relationships really define our sense of who we are. So it extends to, anything that is good. Any good partnership means there's success, and with success there's grounding, there's thriving. We create great businesses, which create great societies, great nations. So it does start with that trust, with that foundation of something solid, just for that momentum and for a good standing in society as a whole.
Yeah, now, I mean, that's a general plot, I would guess, when it comes to any relationship. But when you're looking at family specifically, and I've seen some examples where it really works well, whether it's a cousin, a brother, maybe a wife or spouse, but what are some of those benefits to being in business with a family member, and how do we make sure that we actually get it right? Because let's be honest, it's a very tight line you're walking when you're doing something like that.
Yeah, I think that when we're looking at a business partner, maybe we should look at it as, similar to how we choose to marry someone is how we choose a business partner. So you really need to know the person well. I mean, you won't just go into business with someone that you've just met, like similar to someone that you've just met dating. So if you marry someone, you, similarly to a business partner, you are you trust that person. There's a sense of knowing each other well. There's the power of speaking one's truth. There's complete transparency. There's no pretentiousness. And if we have those basics in hand, we can have a thriving business. There's so much that one needs to consider in a solid business relationship. But trust is important, transparency is important, being able to really know one's boundaries and one's roles in a relationship is important. Usually that gets quite crossed when it comes to business and family. It's like almost like a salt and pepper approach, you know. The salt can be the family, the pepper can be the business. You need to separate them and say, okay, you know, if the salt's the family, let's just take that away and deal with the pepper. And once that is done, bring the salt back and say, hey, I love you, you're my family member, we can now talk again.
It can mix.
It can make sense, yeah.
I love you mentioned boundaries, because I think that is something that's very important when it comes to those relationships, and also being very honest and transparent with the other person. But when it comes to boundaries, how do we set that with our family? Because it's so easy to get emotionally attached when you are in business with someone. We're like, you know, I had a bad day and I'm bringing all of this baggage with me into this. Yes. But how do we separate the two?
So we need to be able to understand that the business is the logic side and family is emotions. And we need to understand and have clear expectations on what we expect from each setting. The expectations is important, and having a good, clear communication up front. And very often it's very important to have maybe legal contracts done, and everything done in writing. It can save you a lot of hassles going forward. So getting experts in to guide you to mediate processes where conflicts may arise is always very, very helpful.
You know what, to be honest with you, just my take on this already, it sounds very much like entering into this like bond, this unification and a marriage. It literally sounds like a marriage. Everything you're saying, it sounds like you need that, you need communication, you need transparency. It seems like these are aligning principles, I'd imagine.
Definitely, definitely. Like I said earlier, it's like if you really think about how you're going to choose to marry someone, it's similar. And you know, if you look at the pitfalls of any relationship, you know, if in a marriage, if there's cheating, lying, stealing, similar in a business relationship, if that happens, you know, we need to then relook at the relationship, and that's why the contracts come in. That's why we have marriage contracts, that's why we have business contracts. So similarly, when there's a good knowing of each other, and that's really about asking questions. Let's look at one's values. What do we value in each other? What are our goals and dreams? What is your vision for this business relationship? Because when we, very often with spouses, that often works because, you know, spouses really know each other. And there's no pretense, and they know their strengths, their weaknesses. But with family members like brothers or sisters or uncles, we're going into a different kind of energetic relationship, and there's lots of layers to that. So in that regard, we need to really, really be able to know clearly where our boundaries are and our roles are, because when there's conflict, it can really transcend to people not speaking to each other, family members, brothers and sisters that grow up together that just don't end up speaking. And it actually goes into generations where their children don't end up speaking because of a bad business relationship that has gone wrong.
Oh, it sounds very, very daunting. And of course, you, Mzansi, if you're at home and you're involved with some family as well, then you want to stick around, because we're going to be chatting to Ash a little bit later and figure out how you can stop yourselves from ending the family altogether by staying in business. And before we get into it, though, we've got something special for you other business entrepreneurs out there maybe, and we're fueling your business with Nedbank. Let's see what Tabiso has for us.
Thanks for staying with your Feel Good Breakfast show, Expresso, here on S3. Listen to this. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Hey, started from the bottom, now my whole team here. We love a good success story and hearing about South Africans who have started small businesses and are now thriving. Oh yes, give me that story any day of the year. And if you want to be the next entrepreneur to do big things, massive things, then join me as we chat to Tracy Afonso, the Executive of Client Offerings for Professional Banking and Small Business Services at Nedbank. And this morning, we're looking at how Nedbank can fuel your business aspirations. Tracy, good morning.
Hi, Tabiso, and hi to the Expresso viewers. It's awesome to be talking to you this morning.
It is so fantastic to be connecting with you in this way, Tracy. If I'm a small business owner or still working towards starting my own business, why would Nedbank be my bank of choice?
So whether you're starting a business, whether you're thinking about starting a business, maybe there's something on the side that you've always wanted to do, whether you're running an established business, Nedbank has extensive experience in understanding the phases and the decisions and the things that you're going through. But when it comes to starting a small business, we understand that you are the business. So in other words, it's your family, it's your community. So by fueling small business, we are doing good for South Africa. And that's something that Nedbank is passionate about. And we spend a lot of time trying to close those gaps, understand those issues, listen to our clients, and really come up with better propositions, better offerings, more affordable solutions. And those are the things that I wanted to talk to you about today.
Oh, Tracy, we know that COVID has shook this economy in ways no one could have ever imagined. How is Nedbank supporting business and startups during these difficult times?
So besides the payment holidays and the COVID relief efforts, the loans, the webinars to help get you through this time, manage your cash flow, Nedbank's also been thinking about the fact that many individuals are thinking about moving into small businesses. And that means they need help. They need financial help. They need information. Business comes with a lot of jargon and a lot of decision making. So we've come up with a number of things that we think are going to help, one of which is a startup bundle. So a bundle of banking services to really help this phase of entering or starting a new business that we really think can help take the cost and the efforts out of those initial stages of setting up a business.
Who is the startup bundle for, and what are some of the main benefits there?
It's really for the person who's thinking about venturing into entrepreneurship. It's not only for the startup, so it's for anyone. You may be in business and have a new idea that you want to get going with. So under 3 million turnover if you have an existing business, but it's really for the single director. So a single owned shareholder, so somebody who's really running that company on their own, and somebody who's prepared to open their account digitally, so it's only available digitally. And then, of course, there's the services that are included, or let's say the banking transactions are 6 months, 0 fees, 20 free transactions, digital transactions plus a cash withdrawal, free e-notes, which are the SMS transactions, so you know what's going on with your account, access to the digital platform. So just like you do your personal banking on app and on online banking, there's also a business context in that award-winning app. So that means you can do your business and your personal banking in one place with one login credentials. And lastly, and quite uniquely, Nedbank allocates a dedicated relationship banker to every new business client. Now, you can appreciate how important that is when you've got so many questions. You may be navigating some new things that you weren't familiar with. You need help you need access maybe to a credit team if you're going through the funding route. So you really need that person to help you navigate these initial phases and all the questions that you have.
I'm going to start calling you Tracy, the good news queen, because all of this that you are sharing this morning is good news only for small businesses. And then you've got another offering. It's called the Essential Guide for Small Business Owners. What exactly is it, and how can small business owners get onto it?
So what we're calling the Essential Guide for Small Business Owners is a free downloadable booklet, if you like, available on nedbank.co.za for anybody. You don't have to be a Nedbank client, but we know if you, in any of the phases that I've been talking about, you've got some decisions to make, whether it's the business basics, like am I going to register? What type of legal entity should I register into? What is a PTY limited? Tax, all of those good things. Why does the bank want this information from me? So all of that information can be quite intimidating and complex. And we looked around and we found the information extremely complex. So that's really what this is about. So nedbank.co.za/small business, and under the Beyond Banking section, you can download the guide.
Lastly, Tracy, I've heard only great things about the Simply Biz platform. I mean, it's groundbreaking, it's ground shaking. Please share more about the tools and resources that are available to business owners there.
Now you've got your business up and running, or you're thinking about it, and Simply Biz is that platform, simplybiz.co.za, where you can go and interact with other like-minded entrepreneurs. So we know networks are important. Getting deals for setting up your own business is important. Putting yourself out there in a directory, getting webinars and thought leaders. So Simply Biz is one of those platforms that is just going to continue to evolve and service the needs of these business owners. It is free. Like I said, it's powered by Nedbank, but it's not only available for Nedbank clients. And there's just lots of rich, helpful information there and competitions. So, for example, right now, we're looking for 35 businesses that we can support with national media exposure to the value of about 100,000 Rand. So I'd encourage you to join this community, get onto their Facebook site, get their newsletters, and it just might give you a boost, the boost that you're looking for to get you to the next phase of where you're at.
You know what, Tracy, when you start a small business, every small win goes such a long way. And I think what you guys have been able to do is distill all of this complex information and make it so accessible to small business owners, making the journey to entrepreneurship and to success so much easier. So thank you so, so much for all of that and all of these platforms that you guys have created.
Thank you.
It's your time to do the big things, but let the experts guide you. Visit netbank.co.za/small business to fuel your business aspirations.
Here's to you. I've only just started out, but one day my business will succeed. Small business owner. Your business might not be where you want it to be yet, but at Nedbank, we'd like to help you get there. That's why we give you free banking for the first 6 months with the startup bundle, so you can start building up a track record for your business. Here's to you, Mzansi.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, everybody. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and we're opening up on S3. Yes, it is Monday, so we're talking all things relationships. And today we're asking you, have you gone into business with a loved one? Well, we're back with clinical psychologist Asha Dulab to unpack this topic. So do weigh in with your questions and comments on our Facebook page. We'd love to hear from you. Asha, before the break, we were speaking about, you know, the good side to it, the bond that you can create. Let's go to the risks involved when you get into business with someone close to you.
So the risks is, the first thing is money. You know, a lot of the disputes revolve around money. So you could lose a lot of money that you've invested in a business with a family or friend. And of course, you could lose the bond of that unique friendship or family relation that you've had, which, as I say, extends to various aspects of one's life. So, and of course, you know, it's the structural versus the relational. And you know, the structure is all the rules, the formalities, the written agreements, but the relation is the feelings and the behaviors. And that's what gets affected. The relationship that is completely broken down. And, you know, so often we use emotion when we are excited and we want to start a business and we trust the person, and then and when things, you know, sort of just break down, it ends up in a very, very bad state of affairs. So we need to be using more logic when we are you know, looking at the business dealings, and less emotion, and try and really find that balance.
I like that. And I mean, continuing the theme of logic, and looking at something logically, it would make sense, obviously, to, like you mentioned earlier, have these sort of internal agreements, and especially when it comes to things that don't really work out. And often you get the example or the situation where things like Jamie says, we're talking about the ugly side here, the business maybe doesn't work out.
Yes.
What is the risk of not having that agreement in place, and why do you reckon maybe it's important to possibly, I'd say, involve a professional, maybe someone like a lawyer?
Very important to involve the expertise of lawyers, of accountants, to guide those kind of transactions. And it keeps away from the dynamic of the business relationship and the partnership itself between two people. Because of course, you know, again, there's so much loss at stake. If the business goes down, you know, people can become reactive and they can blame the other partner, and it can get just really very ugly. And, you know, we get situations where there's lawsuits, unfortunately, which takes a lot of energy and a lot of emotion. And, you know, like I said earlier on, we go into business with emotion, and then when there's a lawsuit, that's where the logic comes in, and it should be the other way around. So really just taking heed of every step in the transaction. Have everything done in writing. Usually people feel so uncomfortable because of the friendship or the family that, let's not do it in writing. I trust you, we know each other, we got this. And then when things go wrong, it's like we should have. We don't want to go back and say, I should have done that, or let's put things in place and put it into writing with clear understanding that we both would feel secure in this business, and we can sort of just work on growing a wonderful, thriving business. And it's definitely needed. The most powerful businesses today, like Nike, VW, Samsung, those are family businesses, and they, you know, the truth lies, it can work, but with the right formula.
Easier said than done, yes, let's speak about that. But for instance, if Riley and I were to go into a business and we trust each other, we have a good friendship, what are some of the red flags that we both should be aware of when we're realizing now, you know what, actually, this is not going to work out long term for us? How do we then approach that situation when you're realizing it's not going to work out, we're not fit to go into business together, but we still want to try and save the friendship that we do have?
Well, the sooner you realize that it's not going to work out, I think have that conversation, that authentic conversation that this is not working out, and split ways before you get to that point where it has gone ugly and no one is talking to anybody. So again, it goes back to that transparency, that communication, knowing each other's role in the business, and setting those boundaries up front. I mean, what is critical is ask the right questions right from the start. Dig deep into and looking at the values, looking at what does one really want from this business transaction, because there alone you'll be able to understand, you know what, this may work or this may not work, because one's goals and one's dreams and one's vision, they need to be in sync. And if that's not in sync, there will be issues. So the sooner you know, address it ASAP.
Oh, well, Ashley, love, thank you so much once again. It's always a pleasure chatting to you. And I think this topic especially is quite an important one, not spoken about enough. And I think you've given us all the insight that we need, definitely, to make sure that we don't allow this to be the crux and the killer in a relationship, and especially when it comes to family. So thank you for that. And I wish you, Mzansi, the best of luck if you are looking at planning or starting a business. Maybe get in touch with Ashley. She might help you with any of the warning signs before you do. But good luck on your journey. Make sure that you're aligned. Make sure that it's a shared vision and that it's a beautiful goal that you both, or however many of you involved in that company, can achieve together.
So, you know, when you're working with family, what you want to do is impress them with some food. That way that things actually connect nicely and the business could probably work. Now, we all know that something like gnocchi, a small potato dumpling served with a delicious sauce, like a thick, robust tomato sauce or a creamy blue cheese. Now, I've got somebody who's like family to me, Jenny Morris, and she's here to show us her favorite gnocchi, spinach and ricotta gnocchi with burnt butter. I have to say that way it's more exotic. It is just as authentic as the potato relative, but lighter in texture and easy to make. Jenny, welcome back to the kitchen. I love cooking with you. Did I mention that earlier?
Well, I love cooking with you, and I was wondering where on earth you've been.
Yeah, I am here for you. And I remember last week you mentioned to Tabiso, no glove, no love.
Absolutely.
All right.
Did you bring? Oh, I love a boy that
I just want to let you know, before we get going, I want to make sure that gloves are on.
Okay, so oh, hello.
Hello there.
Gloves on, baby.
Gloves are on. I'm ready for you. Okay, cool.
Loving you. So I'm going to mix. I'm going to quickly fling everything into this bowl.
Okay.
Gnocchi means do you like a little bit of gnocchi?
I love gnocchi. You know what I like about gnocchi? That the G is silent. But with you, the G is not silent. It's gorgeous. That's the difference there.
Oh, gosh, you know, this is called Blimmin' Hubbard love. He wants to be fed. He wants to be fed.
Yes. Okay, so what do we have today now? Is this the potato version that you're making over there, right?
Yes, because normally gnocchi, the flour's just there to bind it.
Okay.
And you can add cheese to it, and you can add vegetables to it. You could even do it with a little bit of butternut. Garlic, I always love to put garlic in it. This is a nice wet one.
This is great. I can see. So in there you've got some potato that you've cooked down.
Yes.
And that is peeled, of course,
yes.
and you've mashed it up a little bit. You've got some wilted spinach in there as well. I see you've added ricotta, creamy and lovely. You got some...
Get going.
Oh, am I going? Thank you, ma'am. I was hoping, I was talking so that you can put me to work. Because I want to make sure this is properly combined.
Yes, darling.
Okay, that's it.
So now mixy, mixy, mixy. The idea is to not over mix it because you don't want to sort of make it very, very tough. So you always get like all that wet stuff together nicely.
That's exactly what I'm going for as well. Also, the bowl turning method is quite nice, I find.
Oh, it's absolutely.
You know, it also makes you look like you know what you're doing when you turn the bowl.
You can do it with a little bit of attitude. That's my boy.
That's right. Taught me so well, Jenny. You taught me so well. You know, I realized that you and I need to actually get on stage with our cooking show. We have to. I'm thinking this particular recipe, we're going to call it the Gnocchi Horror Picture Show.
Oh, it's a little gnocchi horror picture show.
That's right.
Okay, now this is where you've got to be kind. Don't over.
Okay, don't over.
Just incorporate.
So just incorporate, yes.
Yes.
Let's do the incorporate again, which is one of the songs we'll sing at the event.
I need your gloves, but never mind.
Okay, that's fine, no problem.
I've got my glove. My hands are clean and they're very, very sterilized, I'll have you know.
Yes, I know, but you're all, I mean, this is what a chef does, you know. This is the hand sanitizer, the washing with soap and water. That's important. That's what I love about Jenny.
This is the only time I take my wedding ring off, darling. Is to when I roll.
Yes.
Okay, so now...
I like the way you roll. Have you ever mentioned that?
Oh, darling, I love the way you roll too.
That's right.
This boy is like flirting up a storm.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I am doing you anyway.
I'm trying to open up with S3. With Jenny. That's right. Okay, now I've done the mixture over here. I didn't want to make it too...
You can get your hands
So I want to get my hands... Can I do that?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to do...
Have a look here. There are
That's gorgeous.
like a million shapes you could actually do with gnocchi. This one is where you just take the sausage and you cut it into equal portions and you press it and then cut it and you put the fork. I make little balls as well. I'm going to just pop these little dumplings in here, a little gnocchi dumpling.
And that's great. So if I look at what you're doing there, so now you've got that pre-boiled, the water.
It has to.
Is it the same thing where you actually, they float up when they're ready? Same thing?
Oh, absolutely,
okay.
darling. They've got to go plop, 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 plop.
I've read all your books, Jenny. That's why. I know this, how it works. Okay, great. So now I've got my little gnocchi section ready here, but of course you continue with yours because yours looks like...
I'm gonna roll.
And do you say, once you've done this, do you need to let this set up a little bit in the fridge?
Well, you could let it set up slightly.
Okay.
You want to rest it a little bit. Anything that has got gluten in it, just give it a chance to relax on the couch.
That's
while you know, watch a bit of breakfast Expresso.
Yes. Oh, that's what we do.
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
Or we can watch our favorite boxing movie,
exactly.
Gnocchi 3.
Gnocchi
with Sylvester
3
Stallone. Great thing. Look at Jenny! It's like that.
You even sound like him.
Thank you very much.
You even sound... Okay, look here. Now, these are starting to... it does a dance.
I can see it.
Never overcry. It's got to like have room to like do the midnight shuffle.
That's it.
Yes, it's got to like not dirty dancing. Oh. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's right. Nobody puts gnocchi in the corner.
No, absolutely.
Right. Okay. This is
too
great.
big. This ball is too big.
That is that's
because that can't even
that's
fit
date
in your
night
mouth.
gnocchi.
Yes,
you know?
that's date night. Yes. You can't fit in your mouth. But this is family.
Yes.
That's a perfect size.
Oh, there we go. You have to have the
perfect size if you're doing a ball. Okay. If you're not doing a ball and you're making these little ones like this, little tornadoes, you can just take a fork.
Yes.
Okay.
I have a fork for you if you want to. My hands are dirty at the moment.
But you're going to eat with that.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to do that.
Am I going to feed you?
There we go. You are going to feed me.
I am going to.
This is a tradition of ours that you feed me.
So this is coming along nicely. Now we're going to serve it with some beautiful burnt butter. And what I like about burnt butter.
Okay. And burnt butter, you know, I just want to ask you just a little tip for burnt butter.
Yes.
A lot of people think that the butter needs to be burnt.
Well,
but it's not exactly it, is it?
No.
So, okay, so once you've done that, I really want to try and taste. And the thing is, you always feed me. So could we do this, please? I'm walking
not
across.
Yet. Are you going to go there?
I'm
Just
walking.
eat off the plate?
I'm going to wait. I need to wait for you. I'm not going to pick this up with my own fork.
Fresh?
Oh, yes.
You can take your own fork, it's clean.
Okay, good. I'm ready for you. I'm ready to try.
I want to make you the beautiful burnt butter.
Okay, burnt butter's coming soon. If you want to get this recipe, I need to remind you always, Jenny and I, we've got into collaboration, and you'll obviously see the Gnocchi Horror picture show very soon. But also, if you go to expressoshow.com, you can get the recipe for your own gnocchi. So you can not have really a bout in the kitchen. It's more like relaxed boxing with boiling water and having gnocchi rise delicately and wonderfully. And you know, I know you have Jenny in your corner if you go get the recipe on expressoshow.com. So give it a shot. Okay, I'm ready to go. Are we going to do a taste?
Taste.
Okay, I'm tasting. And while you get the recipe, I like this over here. And you obviously sprinkled some Parmesan on top.
Gorgeous Parmesan on top.
And a little bit of that burnt butter.
And I even pot a little bit. I like a nice little bit of olive oil over it.
Ooh, you know what I like to do? I like to fry sage leaves over this and pop it on there.
Deep fried. Gorgeous, gorgeous, huh? Is that good? Oh, yes.
I don't mean to be cocky, but I love this gnocchi.
You like a little bit of gnocchi?
Oh, my word, this is good. Okay, I'm going to continue eating this while I do this. Make it yourself, if you don't mind. Thanks a lot to Jenny Morris. Expressoshow.com. Check it out.
She's good, yeah?
Wonderful.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Woo! I'm excited.
Here we go.
I'm excited. If there is one thing we love about a Monday, it's our Mystery M, Super M Conundrum game. Today is our last game, and it's all about that one thing that moves us, where words leave off. Ooh. It is and I stress the M.
Yes.
Music. You love it.
Yes.
You love it. You love it.
I do love it. I love music. I love singing and all the things that goes with it. But today's winning contestant will be walking away with a Volcano Stun Series wireless explosive fabric speaker to keep them moving to the sounds of their favorite beats and tunes. So let's meet our contestants.
Joining us via video call is contestant number 1. Sipati Mateva!
Yes!
Hello.
Oh, that's my vibe, girl. That's my vibe. Good morning. So good to connect with you. So good to see your beautiful smiling face. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Thank you.
Where do you live? Where are you calling from?
Okay, I'm calling from home. I'm from Mpumalanga.
In Mpumalanga, representing.
Mpumalanga in Gwamhlanga.
Oh, I love that. So I got to ask you, what is your favorite kind of music? Seeing as music is the theme today, what do you listen to when you're getting down?
No, I listen to soft music. You might say I'm an old person because I listen to Ludo van Ross, kind of.
Ooh, nice.
I like that, girl. An old soul and a gorgeous young smile. I absolutely love it. Can you sing us a little bit of your favorite song?
My favorite song is Dance with My Father. I'm so in love with dancing with my father.
Give us a line. Give us a line from it.
When I and my mother would disagree, to get my way, I would run from her to him. You know.
Oh, you got it. You got it. I love you, man. I love you. That was great. Thank you.
Great contestant. Amazing, but we move over to the other corner. Stepping into the Mystery M ring to battle it out is contestant number 2, Charles Oseke.
Charles.
Hey, Charles, I hope you're ready to go. Are you excited to take part in the game today?
I'm excited, my man.
Yes, man. I like it. Confident answers. So, where are you joining us from?
I'm joining you from Kurumani in Ntweng village.
This is a cross-country battle that's going on here, north versus
It is
south.
indeed. All right, so Charles, you heard the singing from Sepati earlier, but what's your favorite music?
Grata Gospel.
You've got to give us a little line.
We want to hear that gospel.
Sing it for us.
Tumelo kitebe, tumelo kitebe, tumelo kitebe, tumelo kitebe.
I love it.
Charles, it's a battle today. Hey, we got singers, we've got personality, we've got charisma. I don't know who's going to win today.
I love it. And for our final game, I'm glad we've got you, but it's going to be tough, guys, so you better brace yourself. So this is how it is going to work, guys. A mystery M conundrum, a word starting with M, is going to come up on the screen, and you'll have 30 seconds to guess what that word is. If you think you know the answer, then shout out your name, and then we'll give you the opportunity to answer. Do that after we've given you the clue. We'll try and make it a little bit easier, but it is going to be tough.
Indeed. So if the contestant who said their name first guessed wrong, the other contestant will then have a chance to answer. The contestant with the most correct guesses wins the entire game.
Oh, guys, are you ready?
Yes, we're ready.
I don't know why I'm so nervous. I'm not even taking part, and I'm nervous. All right, guys, this is your first conundrum for the day. I want you to give me the name of this device. And here's the clue. Singers use it to sing into to elevate the sound. It begins with M. What is that word?
Sipati.
Sipati. What is it? What is it?
It's a microphone. It's a microphone.
Yes! Oh, yo, that was quick though, eh?
Almost too quick, Sepati. I feel like you've been given the answers, but it's fine. All right, so over to the next question. Charles, are you still there?
Come on, Charles.
Yes, I'm here.
Level it up, my friend. Level this. Here we go. What is the name of this legendary South African singer-songwriter? And I'll give you a clue. She is iconically known as Mama Africa, and one of her songs is called the Click Song.
Charles.
Charles, what's your answer?
Miriam Makeba.
Can you sing the Click Song for us?
Can you sing?
I forget the name.
We can give it a shot.
Give it a go, buddy. Give it a go.
Hey.
That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad, man. All right, 1 point, players, 1 point. It's all level. Let's see if this one is going to catch you out. Okay. What is the name of this American pop rock band? And here's a clue. One of their hit songs is Moves Like Jagger. It's a tough one. I dig this band.
I can give you another clue. I'll tell you what. Their lead vocalist is Adam Levine.
If you don't like them, you probably won't know them.
Charles.
Charles.
Go for it.
Ransom.
No, it's incorrect there.
Now I've got every one of their songs playing in my head because I'm a big fan. We're not going to be able to give you the correct answer there, so one still plays one. Whew.
Okay.
Now I'm nervous.
Right.
Now I'm nervous.
Next question is, what is the name of this legendary South African Kwaito artist? And a quick clue for you, one of his hit songs is Nkalakata.
Sipati.
Sipati. What's your answer?
Mendoza.
Mendoza.
I mean, you have to say that name with a bit of like Mendoza.
Yeah, Mendoza, you know.
Girl.
Sing us a little bit of that song.
Give us a tune, man.
I don't know his song.
Charles, come on. This is your opportunity to get back in the game, brother. This is our next question. What is the name of this South African Afro-pop band? And one of their songs, and this is a clue, Special Star, is one of their hit songs.
Sipati.
Sipati.
What is it?
It's Mango Groove.
Yo! That was quick. Yo! Charles, she was too fast for you in the end, but you were a legend, my friend. Your singing voice is beautiful. I'm so sorry, Charles. We can't give you the win today. Sipati! You are our winner today. Congratulations, girl. You are winning yourself that truly awesome speaker. How does it feel to be a winner?
No, it felt so great. It felt so great. But I knew from the beginning of the video that Sipati is a winner, obviously.
The confidence. We need the confidence. To start the week, you must have that confidence.
Shots
it's important.
fired, man. Thank you, both of you, for participating in our Mystery M
Thank you.
game.
Charles.
Thank you.
Yes.
I know you didn't win the game today, but I mean, how are you feeling participating? Was it fun?
I say you want to say congratulations, Sipati. But I'm glad
Thank you. Thank you, Charlie.
Oh, man.
Look at that.
I'm getting a little bit emotional.
I can feel that too,
I'm getting a little bit emotional. God, this is so sweet.
Emotional with a capital M. Emotional.
I've got to ask.
Emotional.
Charles, what is your favorite flavor of Super M? Just to settle a debate here. What's the best flavor, do you think?
Chocolate.
No ways, man.
Well, none of us have chocolate.
No, man. No, I'm sorry, it's cream soda, hands down. Charles, you're a champion, and you seem like a wonderful man. Thank you so much for being so gracious in defeat. You have proven yourself to be a winner in that respect. You are awesome. Thank you so much for taking part. Sipati, what are you going to play? What's the first song? What's the first song you're going to play on your brand new awesome speaker?
The song that I horribly sang to you guys. It's gonna be the first song to play on my speaker.
Play it loud.
Dance with my father.
Yeah, man. Play it
Yes,
so loud.
loud, very, very loud.
You've been absolutely a treat today, and I mean, winning is as easy as that. That's with Super M, and this is your final public service announcement for your last chance to enter this week. There are M prizes to be won, like moolah, mobile phones, movie vouchers, and much more. Oh, I love alliteration. With Super M, all you need is M. Competition.
And what you got to do is simply purchase the Super M promo pack with the M prize that you want to win, and then you enter by dialing *120 *7837 hash, and then simply follow the prompts. Easy peasy. And the M you pick is the M prize that you could win, and the more you enter, the more your chances on winning. So go on, find your M with your Super M, because hashtag all you need is M. Calm, wasty.
Thank you very much. You're a massively manly man.
You're magical. my moochie poo.
Well done, Sipati.
Stand a chance to win moolah, mobile phones, and many more M prizes with Super M. Pick your M prize on your favorite Super M pack. Dial *120 *7837 hash and follow the prompts. The M you pick is that M you could win. All you need is M. Super M Gap Filler.
Welcome back. We've got something lovely for you. And you're opening up with S3. This is Expresso, by the way. And Maynard's, home of the hashtag Juicy Kaboom. You must say it properly.
I've eaten so many sweets today.
I can
you don't
tell.
understand.
Yeah, your pupils are dilated. That's how many times you eat the sweets today. So it offers a range of mouth-watering fruity gums and jellies with a beautiful burst with flavor in your mouth, leaving you feeling refreshed. And when you need it the most, the thing is, it's so important. Like you today, I noticed that when you were eating the sweets, though, suddenly you were starting to open up a bit more.
Energized.
I can feel this from you.
Revived.
Look at this. Refresh.
Hey, you're feeding off. You're
Re-energize.
siphoning my energy right now.
That's
hey?
it. And you know, we had a guest on the show today. And this was a clinical psychologist.
Oh, she works hard on the show.
Therapy smart, giving us exactly what we need. A fruity guest as well. You know what I'm saying?
And it was a tough topic today.
It was indeed. Took it like, I mean, a champ, really. And that's why we have something very special now. Maynard's Gums and Jellies, we want to say thank you and we want to refuel you. So, Asha, thanks a lot for all of your contribution on Expresso, on S3. Thank you for allowing us to open up. And we just wanted to offer this to you, which is it's a very, very special gift. This is, it's yours.
It's a hashtag
thank
Fruity
you.
Kaboom.
Thank you so much.
It's a juicy kaboom!
Yes! Did you hear that? It's a juicy kaboom!
Definitely. It's going to revive me.
It really will. They're addictive. So if that lasts longer than today, please let us know next week when you're back on the show.
It's not going to last.
It's
Okay,
not.
good.
It's not.
It's not. And it's not for the kids. It's for you.
Okay.
Only you.
Okay,
I'll
it's
enjoy
just
it for sure.
yours.
You better take a moment.
No, you are lovely. You're amazing, and we really appreciate you. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Look at us, eh?
Some sweets.
I know.
That's
Well,
what
I'm
it
not going to
feels
ask
like.
sweets that are all yours, refuel, re-energize. This
Are you
with,
sure? Would you not like one?
I would later, but for now, it's a juicy kaboom. Thanks, Asha.
Well, it's a juicy kaboom performance coming your way right now. They are standing by to perform their newest single and Gospel Monday poll-winning song, Wait on the Lord, that was released just last week, so this is an exclusive here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Now, this track was written by band member Jeannie during a very difficult 2020, and what it really does, it speaks about being patient and how worthwhile it is to wait on God. So, Shofar Brian, the floor is yours one more time.
Hold your peace, He freely gives.
That was
drifted
beautiful.
away there. I was on another place, in another area. You guys are amazing. Take a very quick bow wherever you are, you beautiful human beings. Thank you so much for blessing us with that today. I've also enjoyed the sound checks in between things.
Definitely.
It just added
Feels
a
like
whole
a
different spin, man.
Own little gospel show happening.
Guys, Freedom Day tomorrow.
Yeah.
One of the most important days for South Africans to take note of, to celebrate. So many of these kind of milestones have dark connotations. This is one to really celebrate and enjoy. So please, whatever you are getting up to tomorrow, savor every second of it. Our freedom in this country is beautiful and needs to be savored.
Indeed. Use your freedom responsibly is something that somebody said to me before, so enjoy it, and we'll be here for you, making sure that you open up on Freedom Day right here on Expresso.
We're going to celebrate with some songs. It is Tuesday tomorrow, so we're going to
we be singing.
Oh, no.
Here's to one last slice of summer and our first taste of autumn. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.